He swung on and hit the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! To left power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps from the back for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play.
And that one is gone! Joey Hafner!
A high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a 2-run homer. P.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his second season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here's play-by-play broadcaster Dave Peck.
Newport is back in rhythm and look to win its third straight when they face off against the 7-4 Danbury Westerners here tonight at Cardines Field on Pell Elementary and Thompson Middle School night. Dave Peck Field Lovely getting you set for this Southern Division matchup where 250 free Newport Gulls hats will be given away at the ballpark courtesy of Brick Alley Pub. Newport just one game out of the top spot in the Southern Division, looking to win its third straight after a huge 11-9 win on Saturday over the Mystic Schooners, a game where Newport was down 9-2 headed into the 7th inning, featured offensive surges from Logan Harvey, who had 5 RBI, a 2-run shot by Cole Austin, and a 2-run go-ahead shot in the top of the 11th inning by Stevie Mangrum. They'll face off against the Danbury Westers tonight, who are 7-4 and first in the Southern Division. Danbury coming off a doubleheader split on Saturday versus the New Bedford Bay Sox. It's the Gulls and the Westerners right here on Newport Gulls Brick Alley Pub featured hat night. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts right now. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It is time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Dave Peck joined to my left, as always, by R.M. Layton, our field reporter, and to my right, by the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Jack O'Mara. R.M., we'll start with you. It's been a season of streaks so far for the Gulls. What do you account that to?
Well, the Gulls just bounced back after a 3-game losing streak to win 2 straight after that. I think a lot of it has to do with getting comfortable, getting acclimated. It's a tough league. The NECBL's got teams that can beat you down any given night, and we know the Gulls are a talented roster, but it's settling in and starting to figure out how things work, and I think this could be a little bit of a momentous streak now going in a win column.
So what did you see from Logan Harvey? He had 5 RBI, previously was struggling a little bit at the plate. How is he able to get going?
It's funny, when he wasn't making contact, he was striking out, but then when he was making contact, he was striking the ball all over the field. He seems pretty locked in, but when he's hitting it, he's making the most of it, and he seems very comfortable so far.
All right, Jack, we'll toss it over to you. Danbury, 7-4, currently atop the Southern Division standings. What's been the key to success so far?
Well, the key to success has been the balance of the team. When the pitchers aren't performing well, the offense picks up everyone's effort. And on the other side of things, when the offense isn't there, the bats aren't awake, the pitchers are doing a great job. We've had a couple of games of the past week or so where our starting pitching has gone 6-7 innings, and 2 of those 4 starts have given us shutout performances. The other 2 combined 3 runs. So it's been a really, really great performance from our pitching staff. Our bullpen's been rock solid. You look at guys like Brian Rodriguez, Peter Horn coming out of the pen and shutting things down. And as for the bats, they've woken back up. We had a struggle period in between a couple of the games last week, but have picked it back up and scored 5 against Plymouth and then 5 total in the doubleheader against New Bedford on Saturday.
It was a doubleheader that you split, won the first game 3-2, lost the second game 4-2. What has to happen if they get into that situation again to get to in one day?
Well, the big thing there was the errors and the sloppiness on the base pass as well as the sloppiness in the field. Both of those need to be corrected. A couple of rundowns that they got caught up in on Saturday in the first game, and then in the second game, they really lost the game because of one big error thrown into the outfield, and that was the difference maker in that ball game. That ball's cleanly played, thrown to first base. That ball game's over. Danbury sweeps the doubleheader, but the errors plague them big time.
All right, it's game 1 between the Gulls and the Westerners. For the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Jack O'Mara and R.M. Layton, I'm Dave Peck. Don't go anywhere. The Newport Gulls pregame show continues next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show here. I'm Joe DeLeon here with the Newport Gulls, and standing with me is Dan Byford, who's in the booth for today's game and his first experience commentating today. He's also a student at Syracuse University. How you doing today, Dan?
I'm doing great. How about you, Joe?
I'm doing pretty well. So what led you to become an intern with the Newport Gulls?
Well, I just really wanted to do something with the sport that I love more than anything in the world, baseball. Wanted to get some media experience, best of both worlds for me here. Really love baseball, really love sports broadcasting, getting to experience both.
So you're attending Syracuse University, which is well known for its sports broadcasting programs and the alumni that have come out of it. What led you to get into sports broadcasting?
Well, when I finished my third year of high school, and I played baseball all 3 of those years, and I had 3 at-bats, I realized maybe this whole going to the major leagues thing wasn't going to work out. So I decided I might as well try to see if I can watch games for free before anybody catches on why.
Yeah, one of these days everybody figures out that they're not going to be playing major league sports, but it's what keeps us in broadcasting, what keeps us motivated. What do you see yourself doing after your internship with the Gulls and after your time that you graduate, which is going to be soon?
Well, obviously I'm going to go back to school. My second semester I'm probably only going to be part-time, so I might try to get an internship there for my last semester of school. And then afterward, who knows? I'll see. Obviously going to be trying to contact people all year next year, but we'll see what I'm doing.
Dream scenario, what would you want to be doing?
I'd love to be doing some baseball play-by-play, I'll be honest.
All right, thank you, Dan. And the NECBL pregame show continues after this.
Welcome back to the NECBL pregame show. I'm Dan Byford here with Logan Harvey, one of the guys who shouldered the load for the Gulls on Saturday. Logan, you went 3 for 6 with 5 RBIs. What's your plate approach like in a game like that?
Just something that I wanted to see fastball early. These guys are kind of attacking us with fastballs, and wanted to see something early so that I wouldn't, be able to get in those times where they're able to bury breaking balls, stuff like that. Just be aggressive and, take what they give me.
So when you are having a successful day like you were, even after 1 hit into the game, do you change your plate approach at all, or does it remain consistent whether you're 1 for 3 or 0 for 3?
It's got to stay the same, because if you start changing things up as soon as things go bad, that's when you kind of run into trouble. The more consistent you can be with just kind of how you're thinking, how you step into the plate, you have that routine, things are better off for you.
So you've played a lot of first base so far this year, but you're a catcher by trade. Which position have you preferred to play so far here in the early season?
Either or. First base is fun because you kind of keep your legs a little bit fresher, but, I'm a natural catcher. That's, where I feel I'm best, but, wherever the coach wants to put me, really happy to be wherever.
So as a catcher, it's a little bit easier to get acclimated to game speed pitching earlier on from the very beginning. Does that ever affect how confident you feel at the plate, what position you're playing?
Not so much. It's something that you kind of notice, early on. You kind of get your timing down as much as you can in the on-deck circle, things like that, so that when you step up, you're kind of ready for that first pitch fastball.
So what's your plan tonight to keep the momentum going?
We just got to keep the hits rolling. We talk about how contagious hitting is, and, if we guys get on early, then, move them over, do your job, and, don't try to do too much. As soon as we start trying to do too much, that's where we get into trouble. The more that we can just kind of, pass the stick along and, allow those innings to kind of keep growing and growing and growing, that's when RBIs start coming, hits start coming, and big innings happen.
All right. Thank you, Logan. The NECBL pregame show continues next.
Yeah. Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It is time for the Manager's Show. Dave Peck alongside Mike Coombs. Coach, how do you feel today?
Good. Was able to have a happy Father's Day, and it was good. You had a day off, went to the Providence Mall, bought a pair of shorts, a pair of underwear, and a baseball cap.
There you go.
So I was up there, had a cheeseburger at Johnny Rockets, and came back today. Just having a beautiful day. This is beautiful.
Beautiful day. Beautiful. It's windy here.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. It must be the summer gales coming in, right?
Kind of flipped a little bit. The flag.
Well, it's going everywhere, every which way. Maybe some fly balls, maybe some deep home runs today.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Big win on Saturday.
That was huge.
Talk about the win just a little bit.
Well, it was just what I told the kids. We have all these Grawley-isms, so I gave them a Coombsy-ism at the end of the game, and I learned a new term from them. If we hit a ball that's gone, The kids go, smell you later.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a new thing that you've been here 12 years. You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know about smelling it.
What about the roadieism? Didn't roadie give an ism?
Yeah, that's a X-rated deal, though. We can't talk about that one. That was messed up, but it was funny as heck. The bus driver was howling.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go. How big has Nate Ryder been late in games? I mean, to have a piece like that going forward.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. He gets out there and fills the zone up, knows how to pitch, and
almost got hit by a ball there. Coach, you all right?
Drilled once today.
He's already gotten hit once today.
Got hit in the ankle, so we may call this short, huh?
All right, let's play some baseball, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, thank you.
Westerners and the Gulls up next right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NECBL champions, the Gulls, for the 6th time in franchise history, will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2-2 pitch. Swinging and miss, he struck him out. 19 strikeouts for Chase Reed.
Newport Gulls baseball is brought to you by Sullivan Tire, South Coast Health, by Newport Glass, better call Newport Glass, and by Serve Pro.
Gulls win on a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th by Kyle Haker. You can't forget about it. Home run game tied.
By 3N2, the official footwear of the Newport Gulls. And Raytheon, proud supporters of Military Appreciation Night, the People's Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Fanatic About Reading Night, and by Tiverton Little League, by Taylor Rental, by Subway, Newport Insurance, by A1 Roofing, by Discover Newport, and by United Healthcare.
2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Brett Gray strikes out the side.
By Diamond, the official baseball of the NECBL. Diamond, simply the best. By the Brick Alley Pub and Restaurant in Newport, by the town of Middletown, and by Salve Regina University.
Take one pitch, one out, one inning at a time.
By Clements Marketplace, Frosty Free, by O'Brien, by the UPS Store.
It's swung on, hitting the air to center field deep, going back to Cano Jr., still going back on the wall, he leaps, and he makes the catch. Here's a throw back to first. It's a long throw, it will be in time. He's out at double play. Can you believe it? This one's over. Kyle Wilcox strikes out the side here in the ninth.
Bringing a line drive right at Jeff Miller. He steps to the back for the double play, or it's a triple play, an unassisted triple play. Can you believe it?
By Newport Daily News, Atria Senior Living, Newport County YMCA, and Horan Building and Construction.
Ground ball, Wiggly hit right side. Fielded by Diamond. Throws to second. Out there. Relay to first. Double play, and the inning is over.
The Newport Gulls set the new NECBL record for wins in a season with 32. Swinging and driving in right field. Good drop in for a base hit. Running third is Butler. He will be waved home. The relay to the plate is net in time. Newport Gulls win 1-0. Jeff is coming home. He scores, and the Gulls win.
By the Rhode Island Fraternal Order of Police, and by Domino's Pizza, the official pizza of the Newport Gulls.
Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! And the Newport Gulls have pitched a no-hitter.
Shows you how good of a team we are. That's why we're in first place. Yep, let's keep going.
It goes to third. It's going to be a double play.
This one is back at the wall, and it is gone.
By Viking Tours, the official travel company of the Newport Gulls. By Dr. Nathan Tillman, Newport Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, the official Newport Gulls team dentist. By First Command Financial Planning and Century 21. We know our business.
Number 300 for skipper Mike Coons. Gone! A grand slam! Drew Power! Right tower power! Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champions. The Gulls mob Jeff Brown behind the mound as the Gulls become the first team in league history to win 4 Fay Vincent Cups.
Once again, here's Dave Peck and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Hello and welcome to Cardines Field here for the first matchup of the season between your Newport Gulls and the Danbury Westerners. Dave Beck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Danbury Westerners Jack O'Mara, and Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford. It should be a great evening for baseball as we have the first place Danbury Westerners coming into town to take on Newport. Newport stands at 5-4, currently third in the Southern Division standings, but Danbury at 7-4 is first, and only one game behind are the Gulls. They previously lost 3 straight. Now they are on a 2-game win streak, looking to make it 3. And here's how it happened. 2 nights ago, it was heroics in Groton, Connecticut, an 11-9 win over the Mystic Schooners when they were down 9-2 going into the 7th. It was a 5-run 7th inning, started off by Cole Austin's 2-run home run, his 4th of the season. Cody Hosey doubled in the inning, Britton singled, and Dylan Plew walked. And then it was Logan Harvey with his first hit of the evening, a 3 RBI double to make it a more manageable game. And then after that, Newport was able to get 2 more in the top of the 9th off a 2 RBI double. And then the home run in the top of the 11th inning, plating Britton and Mangrum to give Newport an 11-9 lead. I'll welcome in my broadcast partner, Jack O'Mara, to talk a little bit about Danbury. Coming to this game, they're coming off their first doubleheader of the season. They split that one against New Bedford a couple days ago.
Yeah, it was a series that, or a doubleheader really, that the team should have swept. They had a lead in both games. They took control in game 1. It was a easy 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning, and it started with Drew Frederick, the new guy, as they call him in Danbury. He started off with a leadoff single, came around to score on a Walker and Wale base hit, and Danbury patted their lead back in the 5th. Sean Buckout came to score on an RBI single from Drew Frederick, so he was red hot in that game, continued his hot streak. He starts off the season .333, 4 for 12 to start it off, and as for New Bedford, they answered back in the 6th with a stolen base, some small ball. They got a run in, but then Danbury added an insurance run, and then the 9th inning kind of got sloppy, and an RBI double for Austin Markman put it 3-2, and then the Westerners hung on off of an outstanding shoelace catch by Nico Popa in center field to end the game. Peter Horn gets the save. It was a nail-biter towards the end of things, but Danbury was able to hold on, and then in the second game, they had a lead again and deep into the ball game, and it was Andrew Nazzo who threw the ball into right field, the pitcher, and 2 runs came around to score to tie the ball game up, and then after that, New Bedford was able to take the lead and win that ball game, and it was a game where the Westerners had the lead going into that final inning there, back in the 6th, and it was New Bedford who plated those 3 runs and was able to take that 4-2 lead and eventually close things out. Danbury hit the ball well in that top of the 7th, the final inning, but they just couldn't play any runs.
Eddie McCabe, a guy who's 3rd in the NECBL, currently batting .405. What has been the key to his success so far this season?
Well, he's a contact hitter. He's not a guy who's going to drive the ball out of the ballpark, but he's focused. He's had a great season back at Georgetown. He hit .298 there this past season in his freshman campaign. He was very solid in the defensive side of things. Eddie McCabe is a certified leader on this ball club. He's younger, but he's still able to show his leadership, not necessarily through words, but his ability to say through his actions on the field, this is how it's supposed to be played, the game of baseball. Contact hitter, drives the ball all over the ballpark in terms of right, center, and left. Has a little power to him as well, and he drives in runs too, so he's a full package for this team.
And Dan, for Newport, I'll bring you in real quick. They've been a streaky team. They're riding 2 straight wins. What do they have to do here today to get a 3rd and tie things up in the Southern Division standings?
So something I think is really important is situational hitting. Even in a win on Saturday, they left 10 runners on base, and all season long in the losses, that's been the issue I feel for the Gulls is situational hitting, leaving runners on base. You can't afford to do that. You're giving away runs that your team needs if you're going to win ball games.
Newport is back to the #1 spot in hitting. They're batting .291 as a team. That is first in the NECBL, but pitching still continuing to struggle, a 5.40 earned run average. That is 10th. How important is it to find that and get a complete game from both sides of the baseball?
So absolutely, pitching is half the game. You got to rely on your defense as well, but you need to ensure that your pitchers feel comfortable on the mound with the defense behind them as well. So cutting back on errors as well as continuing to improve on the mound is extremely important if the Gulls want to rise in the standings more as they have lately.
All right, it's the Gulls and the Westerners on Pell Elementary and Thompson Middle School night, where 250 hats will be given away at the ballpark, courtesy of Brick Alley Pub. We'll have all the on-field festivities and more when we come right back, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We have Seth Margolis. He's literally...
You're tuned in to the Newport Gulls pregame show, now on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Guys, welcome you back to the ballpark here, historic Cardines Field, and I will send it over to Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford once again to talk about yesterday's games, today's games, and standings around the league. Dan?
Thanks, Dave. Well, in yesterday's NECBL action, the Ocean State Waves took the win over the Upper Valley Nighthawks 7-6. The Vermont Mountaineers beat the North Adams Steeplecats 9-3. The Valley Blue Sox beat the New Bedford Bay Sox 8-7. The Winnipesaukee Muskrats beat the Keene Swamp Bats 10-4. And the Upper Valley Nighthawks in their second game of the day.
And we will send it down to the field. Thank you, Dan, for the honor guard brought to us today by Cub Scout Pack 33.
Here tonight to perform the national anthem is the Thompson Middle School Band, Orchestra, and Chorus, directed by Don Chilton and Brianna Bowley. Thank you very much to Thompson's
Very nice national anthem
chorus
played by
for
Thompson
all
Middle
who
School's
participated in
band
tonight's pregame
and
ceremony.
chorus. Very
Now let's
well
get ready
done.
to
That
play some
takes a
music.
lot of coordinating to be able to get all those students there, out there, and with their respective instruments. And Dan, we'll send it back to you just to finish up around the league. What's the NECBL look like?
All right, so in their second game of the day yesterday, the Upper Valley Nighthawks got some short-term revenge on the Waves, beating them 6-1. For today's matchups, there's one game already underway that has been delayed. The Keene Swamp Bats were leading the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 1-0. Another game was postponed between the Valley Blue Sox and the Sanford Mainers. The Mystic Schooners and the Plymouth Pilgrims should be getting underway, and then there's the Gulls and the Westerners. In the Northern Division of the NECBL, the Upper Valley Nighthawks are leading at 7-3. They're tied with the Valley Blue Sox, also at 7-3, and the Sanford Mainers are 6-3, tied in the loss column. After that, the North Adams Steeplecats are at 4-7. The Keene Swamp Bats are at 3-7, as are the Vermont Mountaineers, and the Winnipesaukee Muskrats are at 2-8. In the Southern Division, the Danbury Westerners are currently leading the division at 7-4. However, they're tied in the loss column with both the Gulls and the Pilgrims, who are at 6-4 and 5-4 respectively, half a game and one game behind each. The New Bedford Bay Sox are at 6-5, as are the Ocean State Waves, and the Mystic Schooners are at 4-6.
Thank you, Dan. And for the visiting Danbury Westerners starting lineup, we'll send it over to Jack O'Mara. Jack?
Thanks a lot, Dave. Leading off and playing third base is going to be Drew Frederick. Batting second and in the designated hitter role, Aaron Antonini. Hitting third and playing shortstop is Eddie McCabe. Batting fourth and playing first base is Walker Mwale. Batting fifth and in left field, Justin Lebeck. Batting sixth and in right field, that's going to be Spencer Harbert. Batting seventh and in center is going to be Daniel Franchi. Batting eighth and doing the catching, Paul Gazzo. And batting ninth and over at second base, Tyler Page.
And they will face off against Russell Smith, the lefty out of Texas Christian University, hometown of Midlothian, Texas, a rising sophomore. And so far in this season, he has an 0-1 record with a 7.56 earned run average, 8.1 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 strikeouts, and seven strikeouts, 7 walks, and 8 hits. Newport is wearing their all-whites here on a Monday evening with Gulls written in blue from left to right on the chest, white pants. And Danbury is wearing their road black with the gray pinstripe pants. A nice look there from Danbury.
Thanks, Roy.
The weather today here in Newport, Rhode Island, 67 degrees, 0% chance of precipitation, although there are clouds in the area. Precipitation possibly starting around 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, but it should hold off at the ballpark here in the city by the sea, and really it's a huge crowd on a Monday night here at Cardines, one of the biggest we've seen so far this season. And we're just about set for baseball to get you the home lineup for the Newport Gulls. It'll be Jack Gethings leading things off. He's playing second base from Fairfield. Cole Austin in the 2-hole playing shortstop from Arizona State. Batting third is Dalton Reed. He is the designated hitter from Seminole State, committed to play at the University of Kentucky. Behind him, number 4 hitter Cody Hosey, playing third base from Tulane. Zach Hogeson playing center from Arizona State, batting fifth. Stevie Mangrum is in right field from Virginia Tech. He is in the 6th hole. Behind him, Zach Britton, the catcher for today's game from Louisville, batting 7th. In the 8th spot, Logan Harvey, first baseman out of Wake Forest. And rounding out the lineup for the Gulls this evening is Washington State Cougar Dylan Blue. He's out in left field. And they will face off against Eli Oliphant for the Westerners.
Eli has had quite the season to start things off. He pitched last Sunday against Sanford and had no-hit baseball through 5 1/3 inning and just kept rolling there for the team. And he eventually gave up a hit in the 6th inning. Sanford ended up coming back and winning that ball game back at in Sanford, Maine. And it was a game where Eli Oliphant doesn't get a decision, but through 6 1/3, really, he had 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, just 3 hits, and 2 runs.
The dimensions here at Cardines, left field is 315, left center is 365, center field juts out to 395, it comes back in right center to 315, and down that right field line is 285. 28-foot fence all the way around, as in steps Drew Frederick to face the lefty Smith. First pitch from Smith is taken low for ball 1. Frederick out of Troy University. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there for strike one. Game time here, 6:39 start in Newport, Rhode Island. Frederick bats from the right side. Here's the 1-1. Another fastball. That one drops in as well. Smith, 6'9", 240 out of Texas Christian University. Had a 3-2 record this past spring in 12 appearances. Made 11 starts. That was second on his team with a 3.35 ERA. Here's the 1-2 curveball in the dirt, stopped by Britton to even things up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a year at Troy. A heck of a start to the season here for Danbury. A home run, couple RBIs already, couple runs scored. Just 3 games played.
Smith from the windup, the 2-2. Ground ball left side. Hosey going to his left, gloves it, picks it up. Across the diamond, one gone. So Cody Hosey being tested early. Nice play there from the two-lane product, and there's one away here in the first.
And a soft ground ball there. That's the right start if you're Smith. Force some soft contact. Easy ground out to handle for Hosey, and there's one gone.
Smith's last outing came at North Adams on June 10th in that 14-9 loss to the Steeplecats. He went 4.1 innings, gave up 8 runs, 5 of which were earned off 5 hits, walked 4, and struck out 3. So he's looking for a bounce-back performance here as Aaron Antonini gets out of the way of that one for ball 1. Smith gets the sign from Britton. 1-0 offering is in there for strike one. So a quick first out here. Top of the first inning, no score. Nobody on. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball taken for strike two.
Antonini's been hitting designated hitter role for quite some time now. He's trying to be rotated in, and Josh Perro said it's one of the most difficult things as a manager is to rotate 3 catchers. Antonini favored for DH.
Smith winds and deals. Ground ball left side. Austin going to his right. Backhands it. The throw across the diamond is not in time. It pulled Harvey off the base at first. Would have been a tough play. That'll go down as a single for Antonini.
He goes opposite field there. Hits it right into the hole. Austin, you praise the effort there. The backhanded stop, but that's quite a long throw with this wind going on here. And Antonini doesn't run the best, but when you hit it in that area of the infield, beating a single out is quite the easy task.
And we've talked about it with Newport. Infield, middle infield specifically, shuffling people around early on. Now they've seemed to settle into a rhythm, and Austin has been good at short sense moving from right. First pitch swing and miss is Eddie McCabe from Georgetown University, but McCabe, batting in the 3-hole, has had one great start to the season.
Yeah, he really has, and he's 405 hitter now, 10 of the 12 games that he's played.
Smith from the stretch, the 0-1. Antonini is off. The throw from Britton is high, and placing the tag on him is Gethings. He jumped up, climbed the ladder, and was able to get down and tag Antonini for out number 2.
Well, Antonini doesn't run particularly well, but Josh Perro loves to run his guys, doesn't matter who it is. And that's a heck of a throw there for Britton.
So 2 down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses off the plate. And they do have 20 stolen bases on the year. That is third in the NECBL. Newport only 3. That is last. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Change up missing low and outside. It's Britton behind the plate tonight. Harvey has been there. John Mazza out of Northeastern has been there as well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball off the plate. And McCabe works a full count.
And that's one of the uncharacteristic things or unreachable things that you don't see on the stat sheet is Eddie McCabe's discipline at the plate.
Here's the 3-2. Fastball in there for strike 3, and Smith faces the minimum here in the top of the first. No score as we head to the home frame. Don't go anywhere. You're listening, watching NECBL baseball right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at McKenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. Hey, Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
As we welcome you back to historic Cardines Field in the city by the sea, Newport, Rhode Island, no score, as the Gulls are due up for the first time this evening. And like we mentioned, facing off against Oliphant, the righty out of Fairfield. And speaking of Fairfield Stags, Gethings climbing the ladder. It was a very high throw from Britton. Actually surprised he was able to get it and apply the tag. Very impressive.
Yeah, with a lot of athleticism from that youngster, and just named to the NECBL honor roll this past week. So he's doing it on both sides of the ball, which is exciting. And this right-hander from Fairfield University, Eli Oliphant, has done some special things this year in 13 innings pitched over 2 starts, 1-0, 1.38 ERA, and he's got 13 strikeouts and just 4 walks. It's a remarkable start here for Eli Oliphant.
So you will face Gethings, Austin, and Reed. We have a stag matchup to start off the bottom of the first here. See what Gethings can do. He's been swinging a hot bat since coming back from a couple of games off late last week.
The game for the Newport Gulls, the second baseman.
On the year, he's leading his team, 393 average, 11 hits and 28 at-bats. A couple of doubles, 6 RBI, 4 walks.
And Walling Park,
as he digs into the left-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch from Oliphant, and it's a fastball taken for strike 1. Gethings reached base 3 times in that Mystic game. A couple of singles early on, also 2 runs scored. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, line drive foul off the backstop, 0-2. Newport batting .291 as a team. That is first in the NECBL. Leadoff hitters batting .333. The 0-2 from Oliphant, fastball taken high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danbury pitching versus leadoff hitters. Opposing hitters have a .241 average, 19 hits, 2 home runs. Here's the 1-2, waved and missed for strike 3. Nice curveball in the dirt.
Yeah, that's his go-to strikeout pitch. He has a lot of movement on it, and it's a tough pitch to hit because it drops so low, and Oliphant working that one early.
So 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And in steps Cole Austin. Austin had that 2-run home run to start off a 5-run 7th inning, part of that 9-2 comeback. First pitch swinging, lines this one into center field, and it skips all the way to the wall. Rounding first goes Austin, but he slams on the break, as Franchi did a good job getting that ball in. It does skip to McCabe at short, but that'll be a leadoff single there for Austin.
He hit it on the screws right back up the middle. That's the way to do it. And Eli Oliphant pitched 5 1/3, no hits on Sunday. Not so much here.
Hey, take us through the defensive alignment real quick for the Westerners.
Yeah, from left to right in the outfield, Justin Lebec, Daniel Franchi, Spencer Harbor. Third to first is Drew Frederick, Eddie McCabe, Tyler Page, and Walker Imwale. Doing the catching for Oliphant is Paul Gazzo.
Here's Dalton Reed. Wearing his socks high, bats from the left side. Oliphant goes to first. Austin dives in, no problem. Reed batting .300. He's 12 for 40. Second most at-bats for this Gulls team here in 2018. Oliphant working from the stretch. Leg kick. Here's the first pitch to Reed, and it's swung and missed. Got a piece of it. Gazzo is able to hold on to it. Windy day here in Newport, Rhode Island, but a packed crowd at Cardines. And Oliphant goes to first once more.
I'll tell you, this is a tough part of the lineup for the Gulls. 2, 3, 4. With Austin, Reed, and Hosey combined, between the 3 of them, they have 27 RBIs
For a while, they were all tied for the most home runs in the NECBL. As the 0-1 is lifted foul down the third base line, out of play.
Yeah, 10 of those between the three of them. That's the tough couple of guys to go through, especially in your first inning of work.
And it really was out of the get-go. I mean, Hosey in the first game of the season had 2 solo home runs against New Bedford. Gulls ended up losing it 5-4, but they've been consistent the entire season. And look to strike first here. Austin on first, 1 down, bottom of the first inning. Oliphant looks over his shoulder, now gets the sign. Here's the 0-2 to Reed, and it's fouled to the backstop once more.
Interesting choice going with the fastball there for Oliphant. Trying to blow it right by him. Good location on that. And great piece of hitting there for Reed to foul that one off. And now he can work back to the breaking ball, or he can try to use the fastball once again.
Newport with 11 team home runs on the season. That is second in the NECBL. Danbury not far behind. They have 10. That's third. The 0-2, high fastball, back check from Gazzo, goes to first with it, but it is not in time. Pitch was high, so the count will move to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nice alert base running there from Austin.
Yeah, they set that up. They're trying to catch Austin napping there, but he made the point. He was alert over there at first base. Good work.
Oliphant sets the glove at the belt, and he goes to first once more. So Austin attracting a lot of attention. He does not have a stolen base on the season. Only 3 for the Gulls so far this year. Here's the 1-2 to Reed. That curveball misses low, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And that time he just didn't get anyone to bite on it. Reed, good patience at the plate, sees that one all the way through. Same location there that he had against Gethings, but Reed was much more disciplined to not swing the bat.
It has 4 walks on the season. In a 2-2 count now, and Oliphant goes to first once more. On that single from Austin, Franchi, this is a very difficult outfield to play, and he kind of misread it. May have skipped off the wet grass. There's a lot of humidity in the air, but it bounced into that right center field fence area. Kind of a triangle that juts in. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's a curveball swung on and missed for strike 3.
There it is again. He sets up outside that time. A bit more elevated, but Reed just can't connect with it. Nice pitch there for Oliphant to come back. But yeah, it's a much more difficult park to deal with than what the Westerners are used to. And it's a remarkable how this ballpark is set up. But yeah, I agree. I think Franchi was a little bit surprised that it was that close to the wall, and I think he misread it on his way in.
So 2 down here. Austin still on first. Here is Cody Hosey. That's from the right side. First pitch from Oliphant is a fastball off the plate. Hosey batting .289 this year, 11 for 38, 7 runs, 2 doubles, 3 home runs, 8 RBI, and 5 walks. He also has a stolen base, 1 of 3 for the Gulls. 1-0, line drive up the middle, that'll get in for a hit. Fielding it in center is Franchi, but Newport has runners on first and second with 2 down.
A little bit of a pattern developing here for the Newport offense, a strikeout and then a base hit right up the middle. That's Hosey going right back through the box. Nice piece of hitting there, and that's twice now Oliphant's left something over the middle of the plate. And he's lucky that the Gulls haven't taken him even further. That time it was played by Franchi in center field, but nice piece of hitting there from Austin and now Hosey.
The 2 hits have been an aggressive approach. First pitch and second pitch there from Hosey, but Austin and Tulane Product doing a good job getting on base here in the bottom of the first, and we'd like to welcome in Sue Hosey, who's watching from Griffith, Indiana. Appreciate you watching from out there in the country. First pitch by Hogeson is swung on deep to left center field. Franchi looking up, and it is caught at the wall to retire the side. So it was hit hard, but good job running it down back to his right to end the inning. Newport leaves 2 runners on, no scores. We head to the top of the second.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game. at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com. The NECBL Broadcast Network, your home for the Newport Gulls.
As we welcome you back to the ballpark here in Newport, Rhode Island. No score, top two. Smith back out on the hill for the Gulls. So a couple of hits, but Newport can't do anything with him. It looked off the bat like Hogeson's ball had a lot of backspin. It was going to carry, but a nice job by Franchi out there tracking it down.
And it's tough in this air for the ball to travel with the wind and the humidity, but Franchi just had enough room out there to track it down, and it's a really good inning there for Newport. Obviously, they don't come away with any runs, but 3 times they made contact with the ball, and all 3 of them were very well hit.
Real quick, we'll take you through the defensive alignment for Newport. Cody Ozzie playing third, Cole Austin at short. The second baseman is Jack Gethings, and Logan Harvey is at first. Outfield, left to right, Dylan Blue, Zach Hogeson, and Stevie Mangrum. Catching tonight for Smith is Zach Britton out of Louisville. So here comes Walker Imwale, the 4-hitter for the Westerners. Lefty-lefty matchup, first pitch fastball taken for strike 1. Imwale out of Davidson College, rising senior. A couple of Davidson guys on this roster for the Westerners this season. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's a changeup just missing low.
And the other one's sitting right on deck, right behind him, and Justin Lebec. They're great friends, like to room with each other on our road trips.
1-1, waved and missed for strike 2. Nice job placing that fastball in the low and outside corner.
Walker wasn't there last year when they won the Atlantic 10 and made it to the Super Regional in the NCAA, but Justin was.
Here's the 1-2 from Smith, and it's popped up in the infield. Gethings coming in on it and makes the play, 1 gone. Sounded like a broken bat or something, not true contact.
Yeah, another soft hit there for the Westerners, and that's 4 retired now in order. Even though Antonini did get that hit, he was still caught stealing, but a couple times now where Smith's location has fooled these Westerners hitters, and that time Imwale needs a new bat.
Here's Lebec, who takes strike 1 on a fastball low in the zone. Again, this would be a huge bounce-back outing for Smith after that 8-run bid in North Adams. This one is poked into left center field. Left fielder Plew is able to cut it off, but not before it drops in front of him for a 1-out single.
Yeah, Lebec's been swinging the bat pretty well for the past couple games, 3 for his last 10. He had a 3-run shot back in Plymouth on Friday that got the game going for the Westerners, and that was all they really needed against a team that hadn't given up a home run all season long. He was the first, and he continues to swing a hot bat.
Here's Spencer Harbert. Takes a first pitch fastball on the inner part of the plate for strike 1. So Smith had good command of the zone so far. 0-1 pitch is swung and missed. Strike 2. Guy who on the season has 7 walks. Here's the 0-2. High fastball, easy take. As a team, Newport has walked 45 batters. That is 9th in the NECBL. Only 82 strikeouts. That is 10th. Smith from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's a curveball just missing low.
Good location with that curveball, and Harbert was taken all the way. That's a tough pitch to take there. With 2 strikes on, you got to protect.
Lebec on first, 1 down. Top 2. Here's the 2-2, and it's popped up left side, foul, and out of play. See there, nice fan base here at Cardines Field on Pell Elementary and Thompson Middle School night. A lot of kids heading out to the ballpark. School ending within the next few days, right around that time. Here's the break-even offering. Fastball in there for strike 3. He got him looking. Second strikeout of the ball game for Smith, and there are 2 down.
He just froze him up right there, and that's a pitch that Harbert could have hit, and he just couldn't pull the trigger. Great pitching so far for Smith. He has given up a couple of hits, but has responded well to both of them.
Yeah, that fastball, Harbert knew it. He just was fooled, maybe looking curveball, but nice job by Smith mixing it up. And here's Dan Franchi, who takes a fastball inside for ball 1.
Moriches, New York.
Franchi batting .235, 4 for 17, 2 doubles, 1 RBI. 1-0 from Smith, high fastball, 2-0.
A second-year Westerner, plays at Binghamton with Greg Satrial, as well as some of the other players around the NECBL. But Franchi's one of those guys who can hit leadoff, he can hit 9th, he can hit 7th, all over the lineup, and that's what he's done this year. Is pretty sure he's hit everywhere except 3 and 4.
2-0 fastball misses low, so just as we mentioned, the good control from Smith. He's behind 3-0 here on Franchi. Still 2 down in the inning. Lebec on first. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and it's a fastball taken for strike 1. Smith gets the sign, working from the stretch. Leg kick, here's the 3-1 offering, and it's lined down the right field line, up and out of play.
Well, this is a good fight back pitch right there. Smith gets contact. Now he's back into this count, trying to work his way back in. Does have 2 outs to his advantage, so he can just work against the batter here.
Harvey backs up at first. Lebec will be off. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's popped up right side, out of play once more. So nice battle going on here by Franchi and Smith.
Yeah, that's a good spoil there. The pitch is out towards the outside part of the plate. Franchi just lays wood to it and pokes it foul. Trying to see if he can come back and get something better to hit here.
Here's the payoff pitch, and it's a fastball taken low for ball 4.
And that's a great take there for Franchi. He's got a great eye. He wins that battle. Nice job, and the Westerners have a couple runners on here.
Now Britton jogs out to talk things over with Smith. Mike Coombs is the manager in his 12th season for Newport. Kevin Winterroad is the pitching coach. Hitting coach is Greg Rawl, and assistant coach is Xander Jones. No first-year guys for the coaching staff for Newport this season.
Rosa of the University of Connecticut, lives in Wallingford.
Franchi on first, Lebec on second. Here's Paul Gazzo. That's from the right side. First pitch from Smith is a one-hopper and just out of the reach of a diving Austin into left field. Lebec being sent home. The throw from Plew is cut off by Hosey, and Danbury takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, that's something Paul Gazzo needed big time. He has yet to pick up an RBI this season, but there it is. Great piece of hitting. Jumps on the first pitch he sees, drives it to left field, right in between that gap, and shortstop and third base. Just enough to get through, and Lebec with the hustle from second base scores.
Second baseman.
One thing Newport has been sensational with on the hill is runners in scoring position with 2 outs. That is just batting .189, 7 hits, but nice job there from Gazzo to plate the first run of the ball game. First pitch to Tyler Page is a curveball taken for strike 1. So Franchi's now on second, Gazzo is on first, still 2 down, 1-0 Westerners on top. Here's the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. Smith gets the sign, comes to the set. Britton sets up outside, here's the 1-1 pitch, and it's waved and missed for strike 2.
Page picked up his first hit in one of the games in the doubleheader against New Bedford. He has one against Winnipesaukee, but it was not recorded as a hit. It was recorded as an error. It was a diving play in center field, and should have been recorded a hit, and Page was very frustrated about that after the game.
1-2 pitch, fastball missing low.
As one could imagine, you have a hit robbed from you.
A couple of long at-bats here from Westerners hitters. Making Smith work here in the top of the second. The break-even offering. Fastball waved and missed for strike 3. Third strikeout of the evening for Smith, but Danbury strikes first. They get a RBI single from Paul Gazzo to lead this one 1-0. We'll head to the home half of the second right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Best seat in the house raffle brought to you by Ben's Furniture.
The NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com.
Guys, welcome back to the ball field here. 1-0 Westerners strike first on an RBI single from Paul Gazzo. And an inning that looked like Reed may be able to get out of it. Some timely 2-out hits, the walk by Franchi, and then Gazzo with the RBI, and that's what it takes to win ball games in the NECBL.
It was a patient plate appearance for Daniel Franchi. He didn't have anything he really liked, fouled off a couple of pitches, worked a great walk, and then Paul Gazzo saw something that he really liked and just drove the ball. And that's what Danbury's mojo has been over the past couple of games. They used to rely a lot on the home run ball. Jake Frask had a couple early, Walker and Wale had one, and Eddie McCabe had one as well, and that's really where most of their runs came from. They hit an offensive slump last week, and then they came to Plymouth and said, all right, we have to turn this thing around. They had a couple more home runs there, but now the offensive production has been a lot more base hits. They've been getting runners in scoring position through walks, stolen bases, sacrifices, and it's worked out.
Yeah, they're 49 walks on the year. That is fourth in the NECBL. 58 runs, that is sixth. It'll be Mangrum, Britton, and Harvey due up here to face Oliphant for the first time. First pitch from Oliphant is a curveball off the plate. Mangrum with the 2-run home run in the top of the 11th. 1-0, another curveball. This one does drop in for strike 1. Zach Britton led off the inning with a deep double off the fence out there in center field in Groton, Connecticut. 1-1 fastball misses low. And the very next hitter, Stevie Mangrum, came up and hit it basically in the exact same part of the ballpark, just over the fence. And then Nate Ryder came in to get the win. He has been great down the stretch. 2-1, another curveball, this one in there. To even things up at 2-2. Oliphant working quickly. Now pauses, nods his head a few times, and steps off. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line drive down the right field line, foul. Hitting off those NECBL championship banners right under the scoreboard out there in right field. Right near the warehouse. And at Cardines, of course, dugouts on the same side, Newport closer to home. 2-2, jammed him, and it's a slow ground ball. Shortstop McCabe coming in on it, bobbles it out of the glove, makes the throw, and it's not in time. So that'll be an infield hit there for Mangrum. Newport has their leadoff man on here in the second, but kind of a jam shot, slow roller right up the middle. McCabe had to come in and to his left and had trouble getting it out of the glove on the transfer.
I think if he gets that transfer clean, that's a much closer play. Possibly gets Mangrum out, but I mean, he gets jammed there, and that's a lucky ball right there, right up the middle. It's a tough play for McCabe to make. Mangrum's on his horse and gets there in time, so another hit here for the Gulls as they trail 1.
Third hit of the ball game. Here's Zach Britton, bats from the left side. First pitch from Oliphant is fastball taken low. Britton comes into this game batting .389, 7 for 18. A couple of doubles, an RBI, and 4 runs scored. Oliphant gets the sign, comes to the set. Long pause. The 1-0, that one gets under Gazzo and rolls to the backstop, and Mangrum is up safely at second.
That's the kind of production you need from your catcher. He's not a guy that has hit a home run yet, but he's reaching base, he's getting on base, and he's scoring runs for you. And if that's what you can get from your catcher, something that the Westerners have been missing this season, Britton has been a good performer here for Newport.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one chopped towards the Newport dugout, foul. Moves the 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Britton has done a lot of things right. He's shown the ability to drive the ball gap to gap. He's also shown the ability to dig out infield singles, and he's played catcher, he's played first, he's also played left field. Kind of doing it all for Mike Coombs here early on in this 2018 season. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curveball misses low. Mangrum, a guy who kind of got off to a slow start, but as of late, he has been hitting the cover off the ball. A couple of hits in the Schooners game, a couple of hits against Plymouth, the top-ranked pitching staff in the league. He stands on second. Here's the 3-1 to Britton. It's popped up foul over the stands on the third base line, out of play.
Header call, Newport Gulls.
Danbury leading this one 1-0 here, bottom of the second. 3 hits for both teams, no errors for either. Newport with an opportunity, though, with Mangrum on second, nobody out. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's rolled over, foul, first base line.
Well, Britton's giving an at-bat here, too. Foul a couple pitches off. Look for something to drive. Oliphant hasn't been as sharp in his previous 2 starts. He's leaving some pitches out over the plate. Mangrum took care of one. Hosey and Austin had a couple of hits, and Hogeson just missed an extra base hit by a couple of feet back in that first inning. So the Gulls are on top of Oliphant here early.
Oliphant gets the sign. Here's the 3-2, and it's a line drive into left field. It'll get down in front of Lebec. Mangrum advances 90 feet. He has to stop at third, but it's a single, and Newport now have runners on the corners with nobody out.
Oh, that's a great piece of hitting there for Britton. Opposite field, drive the ball. Don't try to pull it, because when you try to pull it, you'll just roll over the top of it, and it'll be an easy ground out there. Gets the runner over. Lebec's got a good arm, so holding at third is Mangrum, but great piece of hitting there after a great at-bat there for Britton.
Yeah, he rolled over on a previous pitch and fouled it down the first baseline. This time he makes the adjustment, like you said, waits a little bit longer and pokes it into left. So now nobody out still. Mangrum on third, Britton on first. It's been a duo that, as of late, has been consistent and productive for the Gulls. And how about this guy, Logan Harvey, who digs in, had 5 RBI, a double and a couple of singles in his 3-for-5 performance against Mystic. Really was the man who got things going in that comeback over the Schooners. He bats from the right side. First pitch from Oliphant is a curveball off the plate. Harvey batting .259. 7 RBI on the year. Has a chance for one more. Here's the 1-0. Fastball, nice spot on the outside corner, taken for strike one. Harvey from Wake Forest, 5'11", 190. Rising senior there for the Demon Deacons. Here's the 1-1 offering. And it's a ground ball left side. Shortstop McCabe goes to his left, throws it across his body to first, and it is in time. What a play there from McCabe. Mangrum will score from third to tie things up at 1, but there's one away.
Well, for Harvey, that's where you want to put it. A deep ground ball in the infield. Heck of a play there for McCabe, ranging to his right. Backhanded stab across the diamond. Hey, that gets the job done. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be a show hit, but Harvey gets the job done, and Britton moves over, and you have an opportunity to take a lead with another base hit.
Yeah, Harvey doing his job, but that was a sensational play there by McCabe. I mean, deep in the hole. And a quick transfer. He struggled with it on the ground ball by Mangrum. This time he gets it quickly and gets Harvey at first. So one down, Britton on second. Here's Dylan Plew, shows bunt, pops it foul to the backstop, 0-1. But the RBI streak continues for Logan Harvey. He knots it up at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the second. Newport comes in this game 5-4, third in the South. Danbury 7-4, first in the South. Just one game separating the two in that close Southern Division standings. Blue bats from the left side. Oliphant takes a look at Britton, now goes to the plate and drops a curveball low, missing for ball one.
It's still early. It's anyone's division. I mean, Mystic is right there, too. They're the worst team by numbers in the division, but they're a good ball club.
Yeah.
They can play games.
Oh, yeah, they can hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
You know, they were up 9-2 on Newport in the 7th, and a couple things go their way. They're able to hold on. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball bounces in the dirt, gets away from Gazzo. Britton advances to third. So now a sacrifice fly is in play here for the Gulls.
And there you go. That's the small ball that I mentioned earlier. Doesn't have to be a home run or an extra base hit to drive runners in. All it has to do is hit a ball into the gap, sacrifice fly, lay one down, steal a base, and you can climb back into these ball games.
That'll be a wild pitch there on Oliphant. Blue now awaits the 2-1 offering from Oliphant, who gets the sign, sets the glove at the belt. High leg kick, here's the pitch, and it's a curveball that misses inside. Oliphant at 33 pitches here in the bottom of the second. Mangrum already scored on the RBI ground out by Harvey. Britton stands on third. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's rolled over, but into the hole, into right field. Britton scores from third. It's an RBI single for Dylan Plew, and Newport takes the lead.
Wow, that's a great piece of hitting there for Plew. He rolls over the top of that ball, and it finds a hole on a pitch that probably shouldn't have hit that well on the outside part of the plate like that. But he's able to drive it into the gap, and back-to-back runners come home here for Newport. Not only have they tied the ball game up, they've retaken the lead, or they've taken the lead for the first time, but heck of a response here for the Newport offense.
That's what they've been able to do when they've been hot. Here steps Jack Gethings for the second time. First pitch fastball taken for strike one. And, you know, we talked about Britton's hit, waiting on it, driving it to left field. Blue there is kind of a outer third ball, and he was able to just get enough muscle on it to get it between Imwali and Page there in the right hole. Here's the 0-1, and that one will get into left field, just out of the reach of McCabe. Lebec fields it, throws it in, but it's a single for Gethings, and Newport still with just one down, has runners on first and second.
And this presence at the plate here for Newport is calm, relaxed. They're looking at good pitches. They're swinging at pitches that aren't terrible. Oliphant hasn't been leaving too many over the plate in this inning particularly. They've just been hitting the ball really well, driving the ball where it's supposed to go. And there you go again. Gethings goes with that ball, drives it right into the hole. They're not big hits, but they're getting the job done. Heck of an approach here this inning for Newport.
It's aggressively patient. They're waiting for their pitch, but when they see it, their eyes aren't lighting up, and they're not rolling over for the most part. They're doing a good job hitting it on a line. And the one fly out, I know we're only in the second inning with one out, but the one fly out was a pretty well-hit ball off the bat of Hogeson that Franchi did a good job tracking down.
And they're not doing this against some Joe Schmo off the street. This is arguably the Westerners' best pitcher in the rotation.
A veteran guy who's been here before. Here's Cole Austin. He had a hot shot single in the first. That's for the second time today. Oliphant still from the stretch. Takes a look at Plew, now goes home with it and misses with the fastball outside.
And for what it's worth, the one out the Westerners got this inning was a tough play for Eddie McCabe in the right side hole.
Yeah, it was a sensational play. That would have been a single had he been safe. Here's the 1-0 to Austin. Big swing and a miss. Austin with 4 home runs on the year. Long pause. Takes a look at Plu, now goes home. That one is fouled to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Austin. 4 home runs. He's tied with Isaiah Cullum of the Plymouth Pilgrims for the most in the league. Like we mentioned, Dalton Reed and Cody Hosey both with 3 right behind him. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball lifted deep to right field. Going back is McCabe, and it bounces into that right center corner. Harbert has a hard time getting it. Plu scores from second. Gethings coming around third. And Austin is safe with a 2 RBI triple to stretch the lead to 3. Newport leads it 4-1 here in the second.
That's a great piece of hitting there for Austin. He's 2 for 2 now. He's hit the ball hard both times. That time much further. And the way that wall juts out like that, it's a robbery for him. That he was looking for home run number 5, but it hits the wall just perfectly in that indent right there in right center field. And the hustle. And Danbury's outfield has not played the caroms off the wall particularly well.
Still just 1 out in the inning. Here's Dalton Reed. First pitch curveball low, check swing, he did not go, so 1 ball and no strikes. It was Franchi out there in center. He had to kind of go around the outfield when it juts back in. And there's also a light post there, so he couldn't make a direct route to it. And Harbor in right, just too far of a run. Here's the 1-0. Nice pitch there on the outside corner, taken for strike 1. So you're right. The interesting dimensions becoming a factor early here for the defense of the Westerners. Austin on third, still 1 down. Here's the pitch, broken bat, stabbed by Oliphant. Looks back, Austin now goes to first to make the play.
Well, that's a nice out there for Oliphant. Probably allows him to take a deep breath here and say, okay, I finally got one there. But that one wasn't necessarily hit softly either. I mean, had it not been for the broken bat, that thing might have gotten past Oliphant. Heads up play to look back the runner and throw over to first. Newport once again getting great contact with the ball.
So 2 down, here's Hosey, he already has a single. 4-hitter for Newport, first pitch curveball misses off the plate, 1-0. There's Mangrum, who started off the inning with a single. Britton singled as well, then Harvey with the RBI ground out. 1-0 pitch, fastball runs inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And then Plu had the RBI single into right field. Gethings with the single, and then the 2 RBI triple by Cole Austin. He stands on third. 4-1 Newport, bottom 2. 2 outs in the inning. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball lifted deep to center field. Franchi going back, looking up at the wall, and it is gone. A 2-run shot for Cody Hosey. His 4th of the season, ties his teammate for the most in the NECBL, and Newport takes a 6-1 lead here in the second inning.
Well, that ball was left right in the wheelhouse for Cody Hosey. He did not miss that one bit. Hits it to the deepest part of the ballpark. You can't even see where it lands. It's so far gone. And Newport is just pulling apart Eli Oliphant in this second inning. And Oliphant has not had control, and when he's tried to make a pitch, he's just left it too flat out over the plate, and Newport has taken advantage big time.
Already 6 runs in the inning after Danbury got 1 off the RBI single from Gazzo. Here's Hogeson for the second time, rolls over this fastball, and it gets in foul territory down the first base line. Hogeson, the 9th man to bat here for the Gulls in the inning. They have proven to have an efficient offense, can score a lot of runs with just 3 outs in an inning. As he rolls over this one, high chopper towards the first baseman, Imwale, gloves it himself, tags first to retire the side. But Newport is able to get 6 runs. They leave nobody on, no errors. The 2-run home run from Cody Hosey, the last of the inning, to give Newport a 6-1 lead as we head to the 3rd. Don't go anywhere.
Okay, Gulls fans, it's time for the second.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So Newport answers with a 6-run bottom of the second inning off 6 hits. And Cody Hosey's 4th home run of the year. Russell Smith back out there for Newport. And you got to feel a lot more comfortable now with a 5-run lead, knowing you have an offense that can score just like that.
And you sat on the bench a little bit. You can calm yourself down. You can relax a little bit. And that offensive inning was great for Newport. They're using all parts of the field, the right side of the infield, the left side of the infield, extra bases on the big gapper, and then the big shot by Hosey to end things off, to cap off the 6-run inning on 6 hits. And Eli Oliphant is uncharacteristic in that inning. Newport has taken care of business against the divisional leaders.
They had 4 singles, a triple, a home run, and a walk. As the first pitch is swung on and missed by Frederick. Or no walk, rather. Just all hits. Newport was smashing the baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch, and it's taken for strike 2.
And Smith coming right out of the gate, firing a couple pitches in there. He looks comfortable, and he has in this ball game. You know, a little rough outing in the second, couple of guys on.
0-2 lifted, shallow right field. Gethings at the grass is able to make the play for out number 1.
And there's more soft contact. So the second inning for Smith had a couple of hits, a walk, a little bit of trouble. Paul Gazzo has a good piece of hitting, but he's still been really good. He's got 3 strikeouts, just that 1 run, and his control has been pretty good.
Here is Aaron Antonini. He singled, was caught stealing on a throw from Britton and a nice tag from Gethings. First pitch fastball misses inside. Smith a big present, 6'9". Here's the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, check swing. He did not go, said third base umpire Brian Oberholzer. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Behind the plate is Tom Carey. The first base is Joe Gravina. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken for strike 1. Smith working quickly. Misses low with that fastball. Now 3 balls and 1 strike here to Antonini. Winds and deals. Fastball in there for strike 2.
Yeah, Antonini didn't think so. He was on his way down to first base, but that's a great paint job there with Smith right at the letters.
That happens every game. You always see him taking a step down. 3-2 chopped weakly down the first baseline. Smith coming off, barehands it, underhands it, the first 2 gone. Nice play by the big man, getting off the mound, running all the way to the first baseline, barehanding it and flipping it on the backhand to Harvey.
And Antonini got a slow start out of the box there. Smith was able to get over. Admire the range of the tall guy, getting over there and flipping that ball right to first base to get the DH for the Westerners, and 2 straight outs here in the third.
Here's the dangerous McCabe, who takes ball 1 high. Most important thing, you score 6 runs in an inning. Try and get a quick one when you're in the field, as McCabe swings through that high fastball for strike 1. You want to keep the momentum on your side. So far, Smith has done a good job doing that. 1-1 pitch, waved and missed, strike 2.
And he's working very quickly. You can notice when guys get into a rhythm, it's almost visible on certain pitchers, and he is visible right now. He's locked in.
1-2 offering, pop fly, center field. Coming in on it is Hogeson, and he's able to make the catch on the run. Danbury goes down 1-2-3 in the third. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Newport up 6-1 right here in the city by the sea.
A reminder, this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
This is Newport Gulls Baseball, on your home for the Gulls, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
6-1 Newport on top here as we are halfway through the third, and that means it's time to take a look around the NECBL for the scoreboard update. I'll send it to Dan Byford. Dan?
Thanks, Dave. Apparently, rain wasn't enough to take away the momentum for the Keene Swamp Bats, as now they're leading 4-0 over the Winnipesaukee Muskrats, and the Mystic Schooners are leading 6-1 over the Plymouth Pilgrims. Dave?
Thank you, Dan. And it looks like we have a pitching change here for Danbury, and it's number 34, Nick Cardinale.
And Nick Cardinale out of Henderson, Nevada, Colorado Mesa University. He's teammates with Taylor Dye there, the next starter for the Westerners. He was the 5th best pitcher and 8th best player overall by Perfect Game USA in the state of Nevada. He's got long, loose arm action. Say that 5 times fast. He's got projectable velocity already sitting 86, 88 to upper 90s. Now he's developed that fastball, and he's on the season 1 game, 1 1/3. He did give up quite a couple of runs in that inning and a third, 2 earned on him, but he's effective. He comes out of the bullpen, and he's a long reliever type from Colorado Mesa.
See what he can do against this dangerous Newport offense. Put up 6 runs last inning. It'll be Mangrum, Britton, and Harvey due up. Same trio to start off the second. Final stat line for Oliphant, 2 innings, 6 runs, all of which were earned off 8 hits, 0 walks, 2 strikeouts, 14 Gulls faced.
Just uncharacteristic. I'm quite shocked, to be honest, to see that kind of a performance from Eli Oliphant. It's just not what we've been used to in 2 years with him at Danbury. It's just not his type of game. You know that he's probably frustrated with himself and likely lose sleep tonight over this start.
He came into this game with a 1.38 earned run average, and Newport has struggled against some of the top pitching in the league, being blanked by Plymouth 2 times in a row. So to get 6 on the board here early is huge, as the first pitch to Mangrum misses low for ball 1.
And that's a good crowd here. It was warm today. It's cooled off a little bit this evening, but it's a great day for baseball, and Newport says, why not?
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses high, 2 balls and no strikes. Mangrum started off last inning with a single. He came around to score off the RBI ground out by Harvey. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball taken inside, so 3 straight balls here from Cardinale.
And that's not what you want coming out of the pen. He's throwing 3 straight balls, working around the plate. Can't be fearful of putting one over.
3-0. Fastball taken for strike 1. Good take, possibly upper part of the zone. Not what you want on a 3-0 pitch. I don't know, working from the stretch. Here's the 3-1, and that one misses low for ball 4.
And that's also not what you want. It's throwing a 4th ball on your first hitter that you face. Good patience there from Mangrum. You don't have to swing, again, like you mentioned on that 3-0. You don't have to swing. You're up by 5 runs. Stay patient. Make sure that you want to see something that you want to hit. And just get things started. Mangrum started the long inning last inning with the leadoff single. He gets a leadoff walk here in hopes that production remains the same.
Just the first walk of the evening for Danbury pitching. Zach Britton gets out of the way of that fastball for ball 1. Now Gazzo wants to talk things over and try and calm down Cardinale.
Danbury, they don't walk a lot of batters. It's something that is ingrained in them. They pitch to contact. They pitch their best pitches on strikeouts, and just 28 walks on the season. That's the lowest, or the lowest in the league. So they're not a team that's going to go out there and walk a ton of guys, but Cardinale, on his first man he sees, he sends him to first base.
Here's the 1-0. Fastball misses high. So getting behind once again. Newport has liked hitting at home, a .328 average coming into this game compared to a .262 average on the road. 2-0 pitch, fly ball left field. Lebec settles under it, reaches up, makes the grab, one gone.
And that's got to feel good there for all the Westerners to get that first out of the way, but for Cardinal especially, finally throws a strike and forces a swing. First swing of the third inning here for Newport, and it's a lazy fly ball that can be retired, but for Newport, they continue to swing at good pitches, base runners in all 3 innings, and own a 5-run lead.
So here's Harvey, had an RBI on the ground out to McCabe. First pitch, fastball, dropped in there for strike 1. 6-1, Newport on top, bottom 3. Ingram on first, he led off the inning with a walk. Cardinal trying to work past that leadoff walk. 0-1, waved and missed, strike 2.
And that's his best stuff right there. Down and away, good movement. Tough pitch to hit there for Harvey, but it looks good coming across.
Cardinal comes to the set. 0-2, fastball well high. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the Wake Forest Demon Deacon. One, 2, high fastball chased for strike 3.
And there's that high velocity. And Cardinal is able to reach back and fire it in there. Good location. He tried to go with it the previous pitch, and Harvey didn't bite. That time it was a little bit lower, and Harvey liked it. Just couldn't make contact with the high heat. And after the leadoff walk, Cardinal seems to settle himself down.
First strikeout of the evening for Cardinal. Third time Newport has been struck out in the ball game, as Dylan Plute takes a first pitch strike off the outer third. Blue had the RBI single last inning. That plated Britton. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, thought about it, did not go, but it didn't matter, as it was in there for strike 2 on the inner corner.
Yeah, that's a good location there for Cardinal. Tough pitch to hit. Great framework for Gazzo. They seem to be on the same page.
Cardinal nods his head. Now comes to the set. Mangrum with the lead off first. The 0-2, line drive foul down the third base line. A nice crowd here in Newport. Some of the busiest we've seen so far this season. We're on Pell Elementary and Thompson Middle School night. A lot of youth in the ballpark. The 0-2 pitch, breaking ball. That one runs inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
That great break on that pitch there. He just missed it. You're right, a lot of kids here enjoying the fun. School's out for the summer in some parts of Rhode Island here.
Summer's officially started. Why not go to a Gulls game? Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball in there for strike 3. Tom Carey delayed on the punch out, but Cardinal strikes out Harvey and strikes out Plute to get by a leadoff walk. Newport still leads it 6-1 as we head to the 4th right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Okay, Gulls fans, it's now time to play Newport.
The NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Newport Gulls Baseball, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
As welcome back to the ballpark here, Dave Peck alongside Newport Gulls scorekeeper Andre Olivier, the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Jack O'Mara, and Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford for the play-by-play. I will send things over to Jack for innings 4, through 6. Jack?
Thanks a lot, Dave. We have 4, 5, and 6 coming up for Danbury. Walker and Wale, Justin Lebec, and Spencer Harbert all due up against Russell Smith, who will head to his 4th inning of work. He's pitched 3 strong with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits, and just 1 run, and he's got a heck of a lot of run support to go with it. A 1-2-3 third of the top 3 of the Westerners lineup in the last inning, and now he'll have to go up to the meat of the order, and Wale Lebec, who have both been red hot over the past couple of games. Beck had the 2nd hit of the ball game, and the only run scored for Danbury. That'll bring in Mwale as we have some late mid-inning festivities just getting off the field, which is delaying us a bit, but we're ready to go. As Mwale, the lefty, digs in against the lefty Smith, and Smith finds a strike in there, 0-1. The 240 hitters 0 for 1, popped out to shallow right field to the second baseman. Gethings back in the 2nd, and that started things off. That one's a fastball that catches the knees quickly now, 0-2 to Mwale.
This has been the biggest thing for Smith's success. Getting ahead on batters, only 1 walk. Late timeout was called here.
Mwale will step out, readjust the gloves. 10 RBIs, 2 home runs. That's most on the team. He's tied with Frasca for the home runs. That's cut on and missed on a good breaking ball. And there's 1 gone here in the 4th. 4th strikeout for Smith. And he looks extremely comfortable up there on the mound.
That's exactly what you want. Just that 1 run scored in the 2nd off the RBI single from Gazzo. But since then, he has been lights out and working very quickly.
5 straight retired as Lebec sees a strike in there at the belt. Smith working quickly, gets his sign and will deal. Big cut and a miss, and it's quickly now 0-2 to the left fielder from Davidson College.
And this is what can happen. You know, if Danbury tries to be aggressive, then if they don't square it up, it becomes quickly down 0-2, and then it kind of spirals from there.
This one slapped at towards the first baseline, but foul. So Lebec will stay alive here. He's had quite the impact over the past couple of games for the Westerners. 3 of his last 10. A home run and 3 RBIs against Plymouth. The Iron Man, if you want to call him, 61 games at Davidson this past season as he takes a pitch just missing outside. Smith getting the sign, the 1-2. That one gets a piece of Lebec, so he'll take a walk down to first base. And with 1 on and 1 gone, that'll bring up the 6th hitter, Spencer Harbert.
Those are the kind of things you have to limit. You know, you're working so well, you get up, you quickly strike out Mwale, then you get up 1-2 on Lebec, and then you just hit him. Really no need for that, but still have a 5-run lead.
He's trying to go inside. He just went a little bit too inside, and Harbert tries to hold up his swing, but he couldn't. He did go around, and it's 0-1 to him on a pitch that he probably shouldn't have swung at. 0 for 1 today, struck out looking back in the 2nd. The pitch is cut on and miss, and that pitch was also out of the strike zone. So Harbert having a difficulty here finding the strike zone.
Yeah, helping out Smith. Once again up 0-2.
Comes to a set right above the belt and fires. That's a breaking ball. That one misses inside. Harbert is able to hold up that time. Lebec leading off for first. Don't expect him to go. Does have some speed, but in this ball game, how the difference there, and that's called strike 3, and Harbert's down looking for the 2nd time tonight.
Nice pitch, 5th strikeout of the evening for Smith, and it's the 3rd time that he's gotten a Westerner looking.
And Lebec just 1 stolen base on the year, so probably not going to go in this situation. Daniel Franchi digs in, walked in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning, was stranded at second base. Takes a fastball over the corner in there for strike 1.
I mean, it's just amazing the difference in Smith's confidence here since getting that 6 runs and the 5-run advantage. He's been a different guy.
3 2/3, 66 pitches. This one just misses inside. It counts now 1-1 to Franchi. 2nd-year Westerner, just played 1 game last year. This one flared down the right field line, but that one will get foul. So it'll be 1-2 now to the center fielder. 2:35 coming into today. Production at the plate has been quiet as of late. 4 runs scored. A couple of doubles, though, for Franchi this season. And just 1 RBI. Has worked 6 walks. Tied for the team lead. He fouls that one back. Walk number 7 was in the second inning, so that will put him at top of the Westerners in terms of team walks.
46 strikes in this game to 23 balls for Smith. Every single Westerner he's been up on in this inning.
2-to-1 ratios. This one's fouled down the right field line and out of play once again. Hitting the roofing over there down the right field stands and bounces back into play. So Franchi will stay alive here, 1-2. Smith's velocity doesn't seem to have dipped in any way since he started. That's a breaking ball. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And down go the Westerners. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Smith. And the one hit by pitch, Lebec stranded over there at first base. We've played 3.5 here at Cardines Field. The Gulls on top of the Westerners 6-1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network, powered by Strat.
The 25th Annual New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by our very own Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Visit asg18.necbl.com for more information. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Back here for the start of the bottom of the 4th inning. Newport on top of Danbury in a Southern Divisional matchup by a score of 6-1. It was a 6-run second that put Newport out in front after Danbury took the lead in the top half of that inning and knocked Eli Oliphant out of the game after those 6 runs on the 6 hits. Nick Cardinale out there for his 2nd inning of work. He has to go up against the top of the order for Newport, Jack Gethings, Cole Austin, and Dalton Reed.
Yeah, Gethings already with a single run scored, picking up right where he left off, leads this team in average.
So Gethings will dig in. He's swinging a red-hot bat for this team. Was named to the honor roll for the NECBL this past week in the week 2. As that passed, he had 4 runs, 3 RBIs, hit .538 over the span. As he takes ball 1 outside over the 3 games he played, which was .538 was the best batting average that week. 1-0 count now to Gethings as he takes a strike right at the letters, 1-1.
Yeah, he took a couple of days off after the Ocean State Waves first played Newport a couple of Saturdays ago, and then since then he's been hot.
That one just misses on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Struck out swinging in the first, and then the single and run scored in the second. That one's taken inside for ball number 3. So a hitter's count here to Gethings. He goes to Fairfield University and got the best of Eli Oliphant. Oliphant won the battle in the first, lost it in the second. As the stag-on-stag matchup was completed, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Jack Gethings, and another leadoff runner on here for Newport. It's their 3rd straight.
Yeah, you know, that's key. And Danbury pitching came into this game against leadoff hitters, a .241 average, 19 hits, but so far Newport's been able to get that number up in their favor.
So here's Cole Austin, who is yet to be retired today, 2 for 2. Single in the first and a 2 RBI triple back in the second. He takes strike 1. He also came around to score on the 2-run shot from Cody Hosey just 2 batters later. Cardinale working from the set for the 2nd time this evening. This one's fouled back to the screen, and it's 1-1 on Austin. Cardinale gave up a leadoff walk to Steve Mangrum back in the 3rd, and then shut the Newport Gulls down 1-2-3 after that. Throw over to first. Back in time is Gethings.
Believe it or not, Austin in the last 5 games is batting .091. He has struggled, but after Saturday's performance against Mystic already, he's found his confidence and rhythm once again.
He has 2 hits and 22 at-bats, both of them home runs. This one's driven deep down the right field line, but that one will get foul and out of play. So it'll be a 1-2 count now to Austin. Now the production coming in, obviously low, but when both of your hits are home runs, that's something to smile about.
Yeah, Newport has had a lot of help from the long ball so far this season. Austin, Hosey, Reed as well.
1-2 is a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Counts evened up now at 2-2. Dalton Reed awaits on deck. He's 0 for 2. 1 of 3 Newport Gulls that haven't reached. This one's driven out into deep right center field. Franchi going back, and it's off the high wall. Advancing to third base easily will be Gethings, and in onto second with a double is Cole Austin.
I mean, that was just a great piece of hitting. Once again, lets the ball travel deep and hits the inside part of the baseball to get that backspin and hits it right off the ad out there when it juts in, and it was high up the fence, more than halfway. Good job by Franchi playing it off the carom and keeping Gethings at third.
And he's just 1 hit home run away from the cycle now. A single in the first, a triple in the second, and now a double in the fourth. 3 for 3, quite the day there for Cole Austin.
And he could do it. He's got the hardest one out of the way, the triple. That's the first triple that's been hit at Cardine so far this season.
Well, he's hit the ball twice into right center field. That one off of the indent part of the fence, just missed. And then his triple was ricocheted off the high wall that goes inward. So a little bit further than the ball he just hit as Reed swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. He's 0 for 2, strikeout swinging in the first. Ground out to the pitcher back in the second. Breaking ball misses. Counts evened up 1-1.
He's another guy who struggled as of late after his very hot start.
Cardinal going through all the signs. Finally comes to agreement with Gazzo. This is a fastball grounded up the middle, through for a base hit. Scoring easily is Gethings. They'll have to hold Austin over at third, as Danbury's got some pretty good arms out there in the outfield, but another run's tacked on. It's number 7 of the evening for Newport, as it's now 7-1. RBI single for Reed, his first time on the base.
One of the things he does so well is runners in scoring position. He's batting .417 with now 7 RBI on the year. And also with runners in scoring position with 2 outs, Dalton Reed has been impressive plating base runners.
So Cody Hosey, who's also 2 for 2, digs in. Single in the first, 2-run home run back in the second to dead center. Check swing, he did not go as the ball spiked into the dirt. They'll check down, and it is confirmed that he did not go around. It's from Griffith, Indiana, Tulane University. This past season there, hit .291, 5 home runs, 34 RBIs, as this one's popped up. Foul territory, Walker and Wale gives it a look, but that one will get way out of play. So it's 1-1 now to Hosey.
He had 13 doubles. That was third on his team. And a .435 slug, which is third as well.
His home run was quite the shot. Over this high wall and into the deepest part of the ballpark. We don't have stat track here in the NECBL, but I would like to see how quickly and how far that ball got out.
Yeah, it probably hit one of the houses behind the fence there. Outfield fence pretty much made up out of the property lines.
This one's fouled back to the screen. It counts now 2-2 to Hosey. Westerners and Gulls meeting for just the first time this season. They're scheduled to meet 6 times. Cardinal comes to the set here at the 2-2 and upstairs for a fastball, 3-2. Since 2010, the modern era in the NECBL, Newport owns this series 22-9. And last year, they won 3 of the 5 games played. The 6th was canceled due to weather. That's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and that will load the bases for the Gulls here with just still nobody out.
Yeah, they're doing it all different ways. Walked by Gethings, then the double by Austin. Single by Reed, and now another walk. So they just keep things going, and things are going from bad to worse here for Westerners pitching. Just a relentless offensive performance from the Gulls so far tonight.
So we've seen pretty much it all from Newport. A home run, a triple, walks, singles, doubles, RBIs galore. And a big cut and a miss here from the 5-hitter Hogelson, who's 0 for 2. Fly out into center back in the first. It was a well-hit ball. And then he chopped out to second, or to first base, back in the second. Paid a visit by one of the Newport mascots here. Big cut and a miss here for Hogelson, and he's down in this count 0-2.
Gully Jr. usually likes to show up around the 4th inning. Oh, he's gone now. But always gives me a nice massage around the 4th inning.
He didn't say anything to me.
I don't know if he can talk.
Well, there you go. Well, the 0-2. Cut on and miss. Hogelson retired for the 3rd time tonight. 3rd strikeout for Cardinal, and there's one gone here in the 4th. Newport threatening. Austin on 3rd, Reed on 2nd, Hosey on 1st, and now digging in is Stephen Mangrum, who's yet to be retired. Single run scored back in the 2nd and a walk back in the 3rd. Cardinal comes to a set. First pitch is cut on and missed. 0-1, so some big swings and misses here from the Newport 4 and 5 and 6 hitters after 4 straight base runners.
Mangum drafted in the 28th round of the 2015 draft by the Boston Red Sox. Chose to go to Virginia Tech.
Fastball misses upstairs.
Last year for the Hokies, he batted .233, 31 hits, 20 runs, 7 home runs. That was tied for 2nd on his team.
Cardinal comes to a set. The fire. That's a breaking ball in there on the inside part of the plate. 1-2. So Cardinal trying to work out of this bases loaded jam. Newport tacks on another one to make it 7 here in the 4th. The pitch. That one's up and in and nearly gets a piece of Mangrum, but he's able to avoid it. And the count's now evened up at 2-2. So some high cheese there from Cardinal that brushes him off the plate a little bit.
Yeah, that was close to his wrist.
Breaking ball cut on and missed. Mangrum down on strike. 2nd straight strikeout there for Cardinal, his 4th since coming in the 3rd inning. And there's 2 gone. Cardinal 1 out away from getting out of this bases loaded jam.
Yeah, and he does it in different ways. He gets Hogelson to chase on the high fastball, and then he pulls the string on Mangrum and gets him to wave over the curveball.
So here's Zach Britton, the catcher. 1 for 2 as he takes a fastball that misses. Single, run scored in the 2nd, flew out into left. Back in the 3rd, it was a lazy fly ball to Justin Lebeck. The 1-0, that was a fastball that almost catches a piece of Britton now. So Cardinal all over the place. Somehow is finding a way to retire the Gulls.
Hey, just keeping them on their toes, you know, not letting them get comfortable in the box.
2 balls, no strikes here to Britton. Hitters count for him. This one's fouled away. 3rd base side out of play. He's a sophomore, rising, 6'1", 195 out of Batesville, Indiana. Goes to University of Louisville, where he hit 2 home runs, 20 RBIs, and .239 season in his freshman campaign. This fastball just misses, so it's a hitter's count once again to Britton.
one of 2 Cardinals on the team, Gavin Sullivan as well.
Cardinal trying to run through the signs here with Gazzo. They're disagreeing. Finally come to agreement. The 3-1. This one's popped up, foul territory. Gazzo takes his mask off, gives it a look, and that one will get to the street.
He's been popping up a lot, even his last at-bat when he flew out to Lebec out there and left. Seems like he's dipping a little bit and just popping everything, flaring everything down the left field line out of play. Stay a little taller, try and even it out. That's what he did on his first at-bat.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Cardinal and the Westerners trying to avoid further damage. The pitch. That one just misses inside, and Cardinal will walk in a run. It's Austin to come in to score. The runners advance a base. Britton works the 2-out walk, and will get an RBI for that one. A heck of a plate appearance for Britton there, staying patient, tough pitch to take. That'll bring up the 8-hitter Logan Harvey, who is yet to reach. RBI ground out back in the 2nd, struck out swinging back in the 3rd. First pitch he sees is driven deep into center field. Backing up is Franchi. He'll give it a look, and it's off the high wall. Scoring easily are the runners from 2nd and 3rd. Coming around to score from all the way first is Britton, and into second base with a bases clearing double is Logan Harvey. Everybody hits here in Newport, and just like that, this ball game is now 11-1.
That's the 2nd time in as many games that Harvey has had a bases clearing double. And he just absolutely hammers that fastball that caught way too much plate off the banner out there in center field. And there's a lot of ivy there that Franchi had to try and find the ball in. But it looks like that's going to be the day there for Cardinal.
Nick Cardinal surrenders 5 here in this 4th inning. And it's Newport on top big, 11-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. The fans love it. A new pitcher for Danbury when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport pouring it on, 11-1.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
David Giusti will take over for Nick Cardinal as the Danbury Westerners now trail by 10. Newport is absolutely on fire offensively. Giusti comes in 2 games. He's pitched an inning and a third, given up 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 strikeouts. He's 0-1 on the season, and because of the small sample size, has a 20.25 ERA. He's from New Canaan, Connecticut. He's a rising senior. He goes to Lafayette College. He's 4-2 there in his junior season with the Stags, 5.65 ERA. And he'll take over for Cardinal, who pitched an inning and 2/3, 3 hits. His line is still open for runs, but right now it's 5, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. And it's the 9-hitter Dylan Pugh to dig in. So Giusti deals. First pitch is a fastball right down Broadway, 0-1.
Yeah, the thing you look at is Oliphant, no walks. He was just hit around, but Cardinal did not help himself out. 4 walks in just 1.2 innings.
So Blue takes strike one. RBI single back in the second, struck out looking in the third. 11-1 Gulls. Fastball, that one misses outside. The count is now at 1-1.
He's got a very quick movement to the plate. Not that Newport is all that dangerous on the base paths this season. They have speed, they just haven't stolen many so far.
Giusti works a slider and a curveball from his three-quarters delivery, and that one catches the outside corner, 1-2. He's very deceptive on the mound. It's tough to pick up the ball when he releases it because of how he holds it behind his back and then fires it in quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the 9-hitter Blue. Look over there at second. It's Harvey. And the breaking ball is grounded towards second. Takes a funny hop. Page over to first in time for out number 3. But the damage done once again for Newport. 5 runs on 3 hits. And the big one is Logan Harvey. 1 runner left on base. And it's 11-1 Gulls on top of the Westerners after 4 here at Cardines Field in Newport. We'll be back.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
The Gulls are working on their night moves. They're up 11-1 as we head to the top of the 5th. Just 1 run in the second, and since then, 11 unanswered from the Newport offense, 6 in the second, 5 in the 4th. Against both Eli Oliphant and Nick Cardinale, and Paul Gazzo, the man who drove in the one Westerners run, is due up. It's 8-9-1 for Danbury.
This is something that Newport offense has been doing the entire year. They had an 11-run second inning in their first home win against Mystic. They came back from 9-2 down against Mystic in their last game, and they're about to pick up where they left off, and again that was fogged out against New Bedford where they scored 6 runs to reclaim the lead.
Couple of fastballs from Russell Smith that miss outside. He's been lights out since the second. Aside from the hit by pitch in the 4th, he was on a roll. He retired 5 at one point. As this one's blocked down in the dirt, Gazzo helping another catcher out. So it's a 3-0 count now to the catcher from the University of Connecticut. Transfer from Tulane University. Just drove in his first RBI of the season. Was struggling coming in, 133. Breaking ball, that one is in there for called strike, 3-1.
Yeah, possibly a little high, but similar to Mangrum, the one that he took, high in the zone.
It's a check swing, grounded softly towards second. Going to be a tough play for Gethings. He fires it, but Gazzo will beat it out. It's a heck of an effort there for the Gulls second baseman. Gazzo gets himself an infield single, his second of the ball game. And the Westerners have the leadoff man on here in the 5th.
Yeah, he just placed it perfectly, and you saw Smith get off the mound, and looked like he may have had a beat on it, but he slowed up. Perhaps Gethings called him off, but really Gethings had no play on it. It was going to be Smith or nothing.
So it'll be Tyler Page, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Takes an off-speed pitch in there for strike number 1. It's from the University of Miami. 0.56 hitter coming into today, just one hit on the season as this one's cut on and missed. And it's quickly 0-2 to the 9-hitter. It's Gazzo's first multi-hit game of the season for Danbury. The pitch. Fastball called, strike 3. Page down looking. He goes down by way of the K for the second time this evening. 1 gone in the 5th. Send things up to the top of the order for Drew Frederick.
That's the 5th time Smith has gotten Westerners to go down looking, 7 total, but his strikeouts are so far fooling the Westerners.
A lot of them have come on fastballs, too. First pitch Frederick sees is fouled up into the screen. First base side out of play, 0-1. He's 0 for 2. Trying to keep a 3-game hit streak alive. Grounded out to third in the first and little fly out to the second baseman back in the third. Look over at Gazzo. Check swing. It doesn't matter. It's in there for a called strike anyway, so quickly now 0-2 to Frederick. 4 of his first 12 here with the Westerners in his career, or rather this past season at Troy. 331, 7 home runs, 54 RBIs. But he swings and misses at this one, so Smith retires Westerners back-to-back by strikeouts. There's 2 gone in the 5th. Aaron Antonini, who's 1 for 2, will dig in here and try to silence Smith's arm. 8 Ks on the night for him.
Yeah, previously in his first outing he had 4. Second outing he just had 3. That number really shooting up here for the TCU Horned Frog.
First pitch to Antonini's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. Strike 1. That was low in the dirt. It's all positives for Russell Smith. This is the exact kind of start you want. Third time's a charm, if you will, for him. He's found his groove here against Danbury. They've had a couple of base runners as this one's cut on and missed, as it's back-to-back breaking balls. As that pitch looks effective, his fastball has been his punch-out pitch. It's a great night for Smith.
When your fastball is your punch-out pitch, getting hitters looking, you know something's going right because they're expecting maybe that curveball in the dirt and just getting absolutely frozen on it.
The 0-2, that one's up and out of the strike zone, so Antonini sees a 1-2 count. 286 hitter. His most common designated hitter for Josh Perro and the Danbury Westerners. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did. The tag is applied, and that's out number 3. We're halfway through at Cardines, and the Gulls on top of the Westerners, 11-1 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. This is Newport Gulls Baseball, on your home for the Gulls, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's an 11-1 ball game. Gulls on top of the Westerners on the NECBL Broadcast Network. A 6-run second, a 5-run fourth, and maybe more in the bag of tricks for Newport as David Giusti will return to the mound, who came in and cleaned things up in the 4th. Just got the final out of that inning in just 4 pitches. And Danbury was the second best team in terms of team ERA coming into today at 2.90. And that's likely to skyrocket and push them out of that second best pitching role for this team. A lot of walks have come across, some base hits, and it's not the common suspects for Danbury. Eli Oliphant, the starter, just went 2 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 runs. And Newport has turned it on against the divisional leaders. This is the game where you want to find your offensive swing.
Yeah, one of the things that's plagued them so far this season is not being able to hit against some of the best pitching staffs in the league. Yes, they've been able to put up numbers against a Schooners pitching staff that has a 5.36 earner on average, but blanked twice by Plymouth, and New Bedford, who had a great staff earlier on in the year, was able to beat them in their first game. And now, playing a Danbury team who had, like you said, came in with a 2-9-0, second in the league, to put up numbers like this is huge.
Top of the order here, Jack Gethings to dig in for the 4th time tonight. Takes ball 1. He's 1 for 2. Struck out swinging in the first. RBI single, or scratch that. A run scored in a single in the second. And then a walk and a run scored in the 4th. So he scored twice. He's had quite the day at the dish as he takes strike 1 on the outside corner. 1-1. So Giusti trying to just come in and keep things where they are, as that's the slider. Swung on and missed. 1-2. That's most likely his best pitch. With the movement and the velocity on that pitch, it's tough for hitters to pick it up, as that one misses outside, so it's 2-2 to Gethings. Cole Austin is on deck. He's a home run away from the cycle. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored for him, as that one misses way outside, and it's now 3-2 to Gethings. Great at-bat for him here, working this count full against Giusti. Come to a set, and the pitch is low and in for ball 4, so another lead-off batter here reaches for the Gulls. It's the 4th straight inning we've seen the leadoff man get aboard, and Cole Austin digs in.
In the 3rd straight inning, that leadoff man has reached on a walk. It's not how you want to start off against an offense that doesn't need any help.
Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Austin way out in front. Oliphant didn't give up a walk, which is a good thing, but Cardinal surrendered 4. And now Giusti surrenders a 5th for a team total. Check over at first. It's Gethings. Fastball. This one's driven into right. That one's trouble as it gets down into the corner and is down for extra bases. No, he'll stop at first base, but he'll move the runner over to third. It's a 4-for-4 night for Cole Austin as he hits it down into the corner. And there are runners on first and third with nobody out in the 5th.
It's a 4-for-4 night, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. Another nice job, opposite field, and that's what we like to call a Cardines Field single, as it got into the corner, but 285 out there to the right field fence. Nice job there by Harbert, getting it quickly.
And that'll bring up the 3-hitter Dalton Reed. DH spot today, takes a fastball up and away for ball 1. He struck out swinging in the first, grounded out to the pitcher in the second, and an RBI single back in the 4th. This one's sky high into left. Lebec has to go to his left a little bit. Make the play. Tagging from third is Gethings. The throw comes into second. It's a sacrifice fly for Dalton Reed, and it's 12 now on the board for the Gulls.
The second RBI of the night. And Newport just, once again, you walk Gethings to lead off the inning, and he's bound to score. You're just helping out a team that offensively is thriving right now.
Cody Hosey will dig in. He's 2 for 2, yet to be retired. Walk run scored back in the 4th, 2-run shot in the 2nd, single in the 1st. Check swing, it's fouled off the tip of the bat, 0-1. It's a stat-boosting game for the Gulls offense. They came into the game as a team hitting .291. That'll continue to go up, and that's the best hitting team in the NECBL. It's a breaking ball that misses away. They've just scored 58 runs this season. Tack 12 more onto those, it's 70. And that puts them up right with the leaders. Throw over to first in time, and the bigger thing is the gap. They just had a +2 run differential between runs scored and runs surrendered. That gap has increased now. Breaking ball, that one misses down low once again, so it'll be 2-1 now to Hosey.
I think part of their success is also that .450 slugging percentage. When you get as many hits as they do for extra bases, especially in a field like this that is relatively short. It's got a high fence, but it's not too deep unless you get it into the corners. That bodes well for an offense.
Check over to first. Austin is back in time. Giusti paying a lot of attention over there to the man who has 4 hits in his back pocket. Big cut and a miss, foul tipped actually into the glove of Paul Gazzo, and there's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now to the 4-man Cody Hosey. Gulls have just stolen 3 bases this season. Hosey has one of them, the man at the plate, as he fouls this one out of play and stays alive here.
But it's not like they haven't been aggressive on the base paths. We saw Gething score all the way from first, and they've been thrown out at home several times, probably too many. So, yes, when pitcher comes to the set, they're not off and running, but when it's hit in play, they've been aggressive.
We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch, fastball on the corner, strike 3. Giusti gets his first strikeout of the evening, and there's 2 gone in the 5th.
Yeah, nice pitch. I think Hosey may have been expecting the slider because he's gone to it a lot, especially in that at-bat. That time a fastball spots it up on the outer third for strike 3.
So Zach Holgelson will dig in. He's 0 for 3. He's now the only Newport Gull to have yet to reach base. With a hard fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. As a throw over and back in time once again is Austin.
His ball actually has a lot of two-seam movement on it, so to Hosey, it kind of started out and bent right in.
That's a breaking ball that nicks the foot of the hitter, Holgelson. The time is called. I'm not sure if that hit the ground. The umpire's going to have a meeting to talk about it. Holgelson thinks it did. Hit him straight on the fly.
Yeah, his reaction was pretty instantaneous. We'll see. It's hard to see on that.
Tough angle. Our view is being obstructed by the home plate umpire.
If it hit him, it would have been on the front foot there.
It does not hit him on the fly, says the umpiring crew here, and he'll have to put his shin guard back on and dig back in. And Mike Coombs is not happy about it.
Just wants a quick explanation. Holgelson walks back towards the batting circle.
From our vantage point, it was easier to see live in action. I did not see if it did hit the ground or not.
I mean, the only thing we can go off of, the replay, the umpire, like you said, was in the way. The only thing we can go off of is Holgeson's reaction, but that's not always the truth. And not only for Holgelson, but other batters. I remember when we played Ocean State, and we were over there at Old Mountain Field, similar thing happened. And everybody in the booth thought it hit off the bat. But, again, the instant reaction or sell to make it seem like you got hit, we can only speculate from here.
So Holgelson will dig back in there. It's a ball, nevertheless. And Giusti will go head-to-head with him again. Big cut and a miss there. It's a ball and a strike now on Holgelson.
You got to imagine Holgeson's frustrated, too, right now. That was a frustrated swing chasing the high fastball.
The 1-1, that's a fastball that misses down and away for ball 2. And it's tough because you take a ball right off the foot, whether that hits the ground or not, it's uncomfortable.
Still could hurt.
This one's popped up foul, third base side. That one will get out of play over the grandstand. and onto the road. So it'll be a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 5th. Another run has come across for the Gulls. 12 total. Pitch is ripped down the line. It's a fair ball. They'll go down into the corner, and Wale has to hustle from first. And coming from third base is Austin. He'll stop at third. The throw home is overthrown, but Giusti was covering in the back. And it's a double here for Hogelson, and now all 9 hitters have reached base safely.
Yeah, that one inside, aggressive approach, has hit it right inside the first baseline, and it didn't go down the line. It hit off those championship banners there underneath the scoreboard, right off the warehouse. So a tricky play. It forced Imwale to have to go out there, and really there was no play on it for Harbert.
So the Gulls threatening for some more runs. Austin was unable to score from first, thanks to the hustle of Walker Imwale, a first baseman who rarely has to track down a ball that's hit down the line. So Giusti will step off here, and it will be Mangrum to dig in. 1 for 2.
That's a very unnatural kind of reaction thing you have to pay attention to. Really no other ballpark.
Fastball misses away. The way the ballpark is constructed is probably the most unique in the NECBL. But that's what makes baseball fun. This one's driven out into right field. Caught flat-footed is Harbert, and it's over his head. Scoring easily is Austin. Coming in to score as they throw over to first and back in time safely is Mangrum. Hogelson comes in as the follow-up run. 2 more come in. It's a 2 RBI single for Steven Mangrum, and it's 14-1.
Yeah, I mean, he laced that one, and Harbert just had a bad read on it. He was frozen, and it went right over his head. By the time he realized it was going towards the fence, it was too late, and it hit off his glove.
He was caught flat-footed, and that's the toughest play in baseball when you're an outfielder. The ball's hit right at you on a line drive like that. You're not sure whether to go back or go in, and the best thing you could do is always take a couple steps back and then come back in, but Harbert was frozen, just got over his glove, and another hit here for the Gulls. They're just tacking on extra insurance runs, padding their stats. And the Westerners have surrendered their most runs all season. This one's a fly ball, third baseline. Frederick runs out of room. Not a lot of room down there. It'll be a 1-1 count now to the catcher, Zach Britton. 1 for 2. Single run scored back in the second, fly out in the third, walk, run scored, RBI in the fourth.
Newport's 14 runs. That ties for their most this season. They beat Mystic 14-10 a couple weeks ago.
This one's fouled away, third base side. Britton upset with himself. Had a good pitch to hit there. He just got underneath it, and it's 1-2 now to the catcher.
Both games with Mystic actually between the Gulls and the Schooners. Gulls jumped out to an early 11-2 lead, and Schooners are eventually got it to within 2, down 12-10. Newport was able to pad a little bit more, but then in their last game, close one.
Ripped up the middle, through for a base hit, got past Page, and cutting the ball off in center is Franchi. So the base runner, Mangrum, will move up to second. It's the second hit of the ball game for Britton. He just keeps coming here for Newport, as it's the 8th batter of the inning, Logan Harvey, to dig in.
14 hits for the Gulls, 4 for Danbury. And every time Newport has been up, Russell Smith has just been relaxing in the dugout down that first base line.
They've hit around twice in this ball game, and we're still in the bottom of the 5th. Giusti's breaking ball misses down low for ball 1. Harvey was 0 for 2 going into the last inning, the 4th. Bases were loaded, 2 men were out, and he hit one off the wall for a bases clearing double. This one's a shattered bat, grounded to third, cut off by Frederick across the diamond in time. Bleeding stopped for now. Newport tacks on 3 more, and they leave this inning with a 14-1 lead over the divisional leading
Westerners here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We head to the 6th.
We would like to thank Dream Bat Company, an official partner of the New England League, for their support and sponsorship of our postseason awards. Dream Bat Company has been a proud partner and supporter of the New England League since 2010. Visit dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL20 for 20% off your entire online purchase. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We have a defensive substitution here for the Newport Gulls. Dylan Clunan will take over in center field for Dylan Plew. Clunan is a rising sophomore, lefty, 6'2", 195, out of Cutler Bay, Florida, goes to the University of Miami. He'll take over in the 9 spot for Plew, straight sub. And out on the mound for inning number 6 is Russell Smith, dealing.
3 strikeouts his last inning, 2 swinging, 1 looking, working past that leadoff single by Gazzo. He has been everything and efficient at that, so look for it to keep going. He's had a lot of rest and a lot of help from the 14 runs that the Gulls have put up in this game.
Beg your pardon, Clunan is in left for Plew, not in center, as this one's fouled off first base side out of play, so it's still a straight sub. As Eddie McCabe 0 for 2. The 405 hitter out of Georgetown, struck out looking in the first, flew out to center, and disagreeing on things is Russell Smith and Zach Britton. They'll have a chat on the mound. Perhaps Smith spent so much time on the bench that he forgot the signs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, because really no need other than that. Maybe just want to see how they approach McCabe here. He is the 3 hitter. He did come into this game batting .405. That's since dropped a little bit down to .385, but still not a bad clip.
So it's a breaking ball that's flied into foul territory, right side, over and not getting there, or actually it kicks out and just losing it in the sky there. He deked me out big time.
Yeah, and it bounced into fair territory. The wind blowing out from right to dead left field. And it pulled it back, and that'll be a single there for McCabe.
The first baseman, Harvey, ranged over into foul territory like there's going to be a routine pop-up, and all of a sudden it just dropped in fair territory. So McCabe gets one. It doesn't look too good, but it counts in the scorebook. I'm going to bring up Walker and Wale, lefty on lefty, and Walker takes ball 1 outside. He's 0 for 2. Strikeout swinging back in the 4th. So the Westerners get their first leadoff man aboard here in the 6th, or rather the 2nd straight inning now that they've gotten the leadoff man aboard. It was a single by Gazzo, who was stranded. 3 straight strikeouts by Smith, and cut on and missed here for Mwale, and it's 1-2 on him.
Yeah, it's just a high and outside fastball, and Mwale's kind of given up on it. He's trying to pull it so hard, and Newport, what they've done so well is wait and hit it the other way. That time he just waved through it, pulled his head out.
1-2. Smith comes to a set, fires. That's a breaking ball that misses, so the count's evened up now at 2-2 to Mwale. The 240 hitter, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Most production that the Westerners team has seen. The pitch. This one's driven into right field, but that one will get foul.
quite the long way out of here.
Right on top of the warehouse. Usually we see some fans there. It's a little windy to be up on a warehouse right now. See that flag is whipping around, and that's why Harvey had so much trouble on that single by McCabe.
It's about half a mile, not even, from the water here. Called strike 3, and Wale thinks it's outside. He doesn't agree with the home plate umpire, and he'll walk back to the dugout, and that's strikeout number 10 for Russell Smith. What a night here for the lefty for the Gulls.
6 times he's gotten Westerners looking, and it was another one on a fastball.
Great location with the fastball, and Wale didn't think so. Lebec digs in. He's 1 for 1. Hit by pitch back in the 4th. Single run scored in the 2nd. Ball 1 upstairs to the Wildcat. McCabe will lead off of first base. He does have some wheels, but my guess is he won't go in this game, as this one's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Lebec chasing out of the strike zone here. This game is almost out of reach. Anything can happen here in the NECBL, but 13 runs is quite the sizable lead here, as that one's in there for called strike 2.
The only way I can foresee is if, some walks, some hit batsmen, something like that starts to happen.
Russell Smith is locked in. This one's driven down the right field line, pretty similar to where Mwale just put his. That one will get out of play again. The count is remaining at 1-2 here. Look at Smith. He's at pitch number 98 upcoming. He'll step off that was 98, 68 balls, 30, I'll flip that, 68 strikes, 30 balls.
And this is his longest outing. Previous was 4.1.
This one's fouled away, so Lebec will stay alive here, and it looks like Smith has the rest of this inning, is my guess. After the performance he's put up, it's necessary to keep him in this ball game. He's deserved it. Breaking ball, that one misses. Pitch number 100. And it's 2-2 now to Lebec. On deck, Spencer Harbert, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of Ks. This one's driven out into right center. Shading over is the center fielder, Hargelson. He loses it, and it falls right in the gap. McCabe had a hold up. He'll head to third, and on second base is Justin Lebec with a double. So it wasn't a walk, it wasn't a hit batsman, it wasn't an error, but it was a ball that could not be tracked due to this night sky, and it's a double here for Lebec with one man gone.
Yeah, and that's the second time both base runners have kind of been on miscues. First one from Harvey, that one Hogeson losing it in the light or the sky as the sun's coming down, and now Mike Coombs heading out to the mound. See if there's anybody in the bullpen warming up for the Gulls. You got to think over 100 pitches. His night is close to, if not over, and it looks like it will be.
And we will have a pitching change. So Russell Smith's night is done, but it was a great one for Newport. 5 1/3. His line will remain open. We'll tell you all about the new pitcher when we come back on the other side of this break. Danbury has a couple runners on, but they trail by 13.
A reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
It'll be Austin Michelle to take over here for the Newport Gulls. Russell Smith exits with 5 1/3, 6 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. His line will remain open for now. He's just surrendered 1 run, but the runners on second and third are his responsibilities. Austin Michelle, the rising junior, the righty, 6 foot 195 out of South Hamilton, Massachusetts, goes to the University of Dartmouth, and he'll take over. Dave will tell you all about him.
Yeah, he's got a 6.75 earned run average coming into this game. Made 4 appearances, 1 save, 8 innings pitched. He struck out 10, walked 3, and given up 12 hits. His last outing came at Plymouth in that 9-0 loss. He just went 1.2 innings, gave up 1 run off 2 hits, struck out 2, and faced 6 batters. His best game was against North Adams in that 8-0 win. He went 3 innings, gave up no runs, 1 hit, picked up the save, walked 2, and struck out 5. So out of Dartmouth, he is a guy that was the 2017 Futures Pitcher of the Year for the North Shore Navigators. And he comes into this one with a comfortable lead, just trying to keep them hitting the ball in the air and hopefully have a defense that can avoid some more miscues.
Well, if these 2 runs come in, it's still a long ways to go for Danbury. Michelle coming in with about as much comfort as you can have in a baseball game. He does have to worry about 2 runners in scoring position, just 1 man out here in the bottom of the 6th on the NCBL Broadcast Network. Thanks for joining us. Jack O'Mara, Dave Peck, Dan Byford here with you at Cardines Field on a breezy and temperature-wise really nice summer evening, or just short of summer. As Harbert swings and fouls the first pitch into foul territory. First baseman over this time and making the play is Harvey in foul territory. He doesn't trick me and he doesn't trick himself. There's 2 gone.
Fooled me once, and he was able to avoid being fooled twice, knew the wind, didn't overrun it too much, and made the play for out number 2.
So Harbert's had a tough day, 2 strikeouts, that foul out on the first pitch, and he misplayed a ball in the outfield that caused a couple runs to come home. So that'll bring up Daniel Franchi, 0 for 1, and takes ball 1 inside. Worked a walk back in the 2nd, struck out looking back in the 4th. Lebec has enough speed, so a base hit can most likely get him in. He was the 1 run to come across for Danbury as this one misses down low, 2-0. So Michelle retires Harbert off of 1 pitch. 2 more go by for balls. They'll come to a set. Already deals. This one's grounded softly towards 2nd. Gethings fields fires to first in time, and that will do it. So Danbury strands 2 runners in scoring position. And coming in big time and closing things down is Michelle. So the line closes on Smith. 5 1/3, 6 hits, just 1 earned run, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 6th here on the NECBL Broadcast Network, powered by Stretch.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. Hey, Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
We'll take a look around the NECBL. We'll send things over to Dan Byford.
Thanks. In the top of the 9th, the Keene Swamp Bats are leading the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 7-0. And in the bottom of the 7th, the Mystic Schooners are leading the Plymouth Pilgrims 12-1.
Thanks a lot, Dan. A pitching change here for Danbury. It's going to be Avery Short to come in for the Westerners as David Justy's day is done. An inning and a third, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, and just 1 strikeout. So he doesn't
hold anything, but a couple more runs are tacked on, and Avery Short will come in here for Danbury. In his 4th appearance, he's pitched an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. He's given up 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. A win and a loss. The last time he came in for Eli Oliphant against Sanford last Sunday. And he ended up getting the loss in that ball game as Sanford tied things up and Short gave up the last run off of an unearned run. But he was in and digging in for the first time for the Gulls. Is grounding it to short is Dylan Clunan, and it gets past Eddie McCabe into the outfield.
Hit it hard, but it looked like McCabe was just kind of waiting on it instead of charging it. Didn't get in front of the baseball. Kind of tried to olay it on the left side and took a bad hop, and that's what happens. Rolled out into left center field.
So Clunan's aboard here. Another leadoff man aboard for the Gulls. They got the leadoff man aboard in the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and why not? Let's do the 6th, too. So it'll send things up to Jack Gethings. Breaking ball just misses for ball 1. Gethings has had a great day. 1 for 2. 2 walks, 2 runs scored on both of those walks, and then RBI single and a run, and that at bat. Big cut and a miss here, and it's now evened up 1-1. A little bit about Avery Short. He's from Hurley, North New York. Siena College, 5'6", 170. 1-0 and 6.91 in 13 appearances this year for Siena, as this pitch misses outside, 2-1. Take a look over there at Clunan at first. The pitch is fouled off. Third base side out of play. Counts now 2-2 to the leadoff man, Gethings. And that's to say he's had a good day, as the rest of this Newport Gulls lineup has had a good day. When you put up 14 runs, chances are everyone is hitting.
They've had a good past few days. And
fouled off the screen.
You know, you look at a win when you come back 9-2 away at Mystic, and you're able to put up a 5-run 7th. Top of the 9th inning, you're down 2. You get 2 more off an RBI from Logan Harvey. Force it to the 11th. That can change the momentum of the team and really bring the team together, because a lot of these guys don't know each other beforehand.
2-2's a breaking ball lifted into shallow center, or left center. Lebec came on and tried to grab it. McCabe fires it into second, throws it past Page, and it will get towards the dugouts. Advancing to third base is Clunan. A calamity of errors for the Westerners. Lebec had to track this one down. It looked like it just died up there, most likely due to the wind. Initially, it looked like Franchi was going to get there. Lebec had to come over. He missed the ball. McCabe went out to fire to second to try to get the force. And the chaos continues for Danbury's defense.
Yeah, and they had an opportunity there to get Clunan at second. The throw was off the target, but it would have been in time by a good margin.
First pitch to Austin, misses for ball 1. So Clunan is aboard at third. Gethings now at first. And Austin fires one and nearly taking out the Gulls' third base coach.
Yeah, Grawley had to get out of the way there. He says, good stuff, do it again. He's leaning all the way against the fence now.
Might have to set up a fence in front of him.
There's not a lot of space down the third base line. A little bit more down the first, but you got a road over there.
Old-time ballpark. This one misses on the off-speed pitch. 2-1 now to Austin. We should mention he's a home run away from the cycle. 4 for 4. 2 singles, a double, a 2 RBI triple, 3 runs scored. As he just gets underneath this one, skies it into left. Lebec loses it, and he misses it. Clunan will come home from third base, and it's unbelievable what is going on with not only the Westerners, but the Gulls outfielders.
I mean, it's everyone right now. No one's getting a good read on it. Harvey. We saw even Harbert on the line drive. That one was a little bit more difficult, but Lebec and things, like you said, just keep getting from bad to worse here for Danbury.
So it's, again, not a pretty one, but it's a hit for Cole Austin, his 5th of the ball game, his 3rd single, and his 3rd RBI, and a conversation between Gazzo and Short now. And Short must feel like, hey, I need some help out here, guys.
The first thing you did mention when you got here was, boy, is it always this windy? And the flag is still flying, bringing things out to left field, but you wonder if it's lights or the wind or something's going on out there.
Well, there's cloud coverage over us, so it's not a clear night. And that might have an effect, but the wind definitely having an effect on these outfielders as Dalton Reed will dig in. He's 1 for 3. RBI single and a run scored in the 4th. A sacrifice fly drove in a run in the 5th. Foul tips this one off of his leg, and his count now sees at 1-1. So Lebec twice now, 2 balls hit out to him. The first one was a tough play to make because he had to come a long way to get to that ball, but the last one should have been retired. And somehow, some way, he just couldn't track it down. It was Harvey, the first baseman for Newport, who lost the ball that ended up falling in fair territory. This one's ripped down the line, but stabbed by Mwale. Or no, it got through. And it's a double here. Reed drives in yet another run. Advancing to third base is Austin. It's a tough angle from where we're sitting. And Wale looked like he had it, but it just got underneath his glove. An absolute rip of a hit there. Gethings comes in to score 2 more runs this inning alone.
Yeah, it was hit hard enough. He tried to field it on the backhand, but once again, not getting in front of the ball, and you just give yourself less of a chance for error. And when it is hit that hard, you can get a hop and skip into right, and that's exactly what happened.
Cody Hosey will dig in with 3 more added on. We're at 16 now for Newport. Short's breaking ball, that one misses outside. Hosey, 2 runs scored so far. One of them was on his 2-run home run. One of them was on his walk in the 4th. He also has a single and a strikeout looking. Makes him 2 for 3. Big cut and a miss at a pitch that was outside the zone. Counts now 1-1. And all this is happening. Runners on second and third now. It's Austin on third, Reed on second, and there's still nobody out here in the 6th. So Clunan came in to score. Now Gethings in to score on that RBI double. And this one's driven out in a deep right center field. Long run for Harbor, and he can't get there. 2 runs will come home easily, and standing on second base with another 2 RBI base knock is Cody Hosey. And would you believe it, 18 runs have come across.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Newport hitting, just keeping the pedal down, and you couldn't have placed that any better in the ballpark. He just lifts it into right center field and drops it right in that corner, the deepest part of the ballpark. And wow, Newport, what an offensive performance here tonight. This is 4 runs more than their highest scoring game of the season.
4 come across here in the 6th. The 5th was a quiet one. We only saw 3. This one's fouled off. It's the center fielder, Zach Hogelson. 6 started in the 2nd, 5 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 4 in the 6th. Nobody out, and another runner in scoring position in Hosey. The pitch is lined up the middle. It's a base hit into center. Franchi plays it on 1 hop. Staying at third is Hosey. So it'll be runners on the corners here, nobody out. And Hogelson picks up his 2nd hit of the evening.
20 hits so far for Newport, 6 for Danbury. They're just hitting it on the nose, and we're all slowing up Hosey at third there. Up 17 in the 6th.
18 runs. The top 3 players have 10 of them.
in the order, Gethings, Austin, and Reed. First pitch misses to the pinch hitter now. I believe it's number 30, Liam O'Regan.
Liam O'Regan in his first at-bat of the season. He was nursing an injury when he got hit his time at Elon.
So nice time to come in for him. Extended lead. Native of Rhode Island, from Middletown. Elon University, Phoenix. Short fires, this one misses, and it's 2-1. There's still no one out. It's O'Regan, Britton, and Harvey remaining in the lineup before they'll go for the third time this evening hitting around. This one's driven into deep left field. Good night, Nurse. A 3-run home run for Liam O'Regan. Welcome to the NECBL. My goodness.
I mean, he knew that as soon as he hit it, he flipped the bat. The only Newport Gull returning, and in his first at-bat of the season, he hammers one into the porch over there, over the left field fence, and this is an absolute routing here in the City by the Sea.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. The last time I saw 21 runs come across the board, I was playing MLB 2K6 on my Nintendo GameCube, with the power sliders put up all the way to 100. 21-1 is the score.
I mean, we talk about a stat pattern, but this is against the supposedly second best pitching staff in the league.
Ball one upstairs to Britton. Those folks in the ballpark probably thought that was a joke coming in. This is uncharacteristic, not only from Eli Oliphant, the starter, but Cardinal, Giusti, and Short are not slouches on the mound. They're high-quality pitchers at some top programs across the country, as this one's chopped foul. First base side, it's going to be 1-2 to Britton here. Words have escaped my mind to describe this.
I mean,
evening.
It's been everybody up and down the lineup, and you get a pinch hitter in his first at-bat since coming back from an injury on his wrist after getting hit by a pitch. He hits the furthest ball of the night.
It's a breaking ball that misses for Britton. So it's 2-2. So now there have been 7 hitters, as this one's called strike 3 on Britton, first out of this 6th inning. So now 8 men have come up to the plate. 7 of them have come in to score. There's 1 man out, and Logan Harvey is the 9th man to come up this inning.
Yeah, you could have said after the 5th inning, when you had that big of a lead, that they might take the pedal off, but it's been even more. This has been their most impressive inning of the entire game. Just nonstop power.
And silence from the Danbury dugout, as this one's a foul ball off of the mask of Paul Gazzo. He'll get a second here to take a breather, and it's quickly 0-2 to Harvey. So the Gulls will bat around for the 3rd time in this ball game. Have scored 3 touchdowns with all 3 extra points to go along with them.
On a blustery day here, too.
Most of the fans have returned home. They've seen plenty of runs. Some of them have stuck around seeing how many more can come across. As the breaking ball misses, it's 1-2. Now to Harvey. That one's a fastball, just misses upstairs, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And, there's no reason that they should stop. I mean, obviously they're not going to run it up, but when you're hitting, you don't really have a choice. You got to try and do your best to get a hit.
Ground ball to McCabe. Over to first, in time, out number 2.
You got to force the Danbury Westerners to get outs. It's not like you have a clock that you can just watch tick off the scoreboard.
I'll bring up the 9-hitter, Clunan. Dylan Clunan started things off this inning with a single.
That was the one that went into left field, and Justin LeBeck had to come a long way for. As this one's ripped down the line, and that ball is just foul. Flirting with extra bases there was Clunan, but it dipped foul just enough. 0-1. He also scored a run right here in this very inning.
You honestly forget that Austin Michelle is the new pitcher for Newport in the game. Seemed like so long ago.
That one misses down low. Counts now 1-1. That one's upstairs, so it's now 2-1 to Clunan. So a couple of pinch hitters used now by Mike Coombs and the Newport Gulls as this one hits the corner. Now it's 2-2 to Clunan. Short trying to get out of this inning. The pitch, breaking ball fouled towards the dugout. Look out. Some of the Newport players having to duck out of the way of that one as it hops over one of their screens they have set up. We'll do it again here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We approach the 9 o'clock hour here in the evening. 21-1 Newport on top of Danbury in an absolute thrashing. The breaking ball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Clunan down looking, but the damage. Oh yes, it's been done. 6-7 hits on the board. 7 runs, no errors, nobody left. Tack them all on, 21-1 through 6. We'll be back on the NECBL Broadcast Network, powered by Stretch.
This copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
The Newport Gulls, 6-time champions of the NECBL. Follow the whole season right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We'll go to the top of the 7th inning here at Cardines Field, and for play-by-play duties for the rest of regulation, 7, 8, and 9, I send things back over to my colleague Dave Peck.
Thank you, Jack, and what a 4, 5, and 6 innings it was for the Newport offense, stretching this lead to 21-1. And coming off that, I just can't help but reiterate how important that Mystic game was to be able to come back like that. And Cole Austin said one thing at the very beginning of this season. It was Coach Greg Grawl's word of the day when we were traveling to North Adams: contagious. Hitting is contagious, good baseball is contagious, and winning is contagious. Newport right now putting up 21 runs, and how about the pitching staff? It's a staff that came into this game not great. They had a team 5.40 earned run average. That was 10th in the entire NECBL. And right now, the great performance from Russell Smith, Austin Michelle, able to work through last inning. And this could be, the real first complete baseball game from both sides of the ball.
It has been, and Newport has to take all the credit in this ball game. They've took care of business offensively. Their pitching's been fantastic. All the credit to Russell Smith, who pitched an absolute gem. He gave up 6 hits, but he only gave up 1 run. That's what you want out of your starting pitcher. He went the distance. He threw over 100 pitches. He was outstanding. And then the offense, you score 21 runs in a game. There are no words to describe how important that is as a team. This will really push a team forward in terms of confidence and momentum.
Gazzo takes 2 quick balls. Now the 2-0 from Austin is lifted foul over the backstop, 2-1. And you're right, you have a game where you come back, that builds camaraderie, that builds a team. You have a game where everyone hits. You get Liam O'Regan, his first at bat of the season, that gets everyone jacked up as the 2-1 is fouled straight to the backstop, 2-2. Yeah, you could hear the cheers. You could hear the cheers from the hometown crowd because they know. Kids like Liam O'Regan, his second year, he's from Middletown, just down the street. You get up for that, and that keeps you going and can carry it later into the season. 2-2, breaking ball, swung on a miss for strike 3, 1 down here in the 7th.
And here you go. That's a great breaking ball there. And Michelle is not afraid to throw it. Great movement on the pitch, and Gazzo's down for the first time tonight. He's been the only really bright spot in this Danbury lineup. Lebec had a single and hasn't been retired yet. Him and Gazzo have been strong offensively, but the rest of the lineup has yet to really produce anything.
First pitch to Page, misses high. First strikeout of the night for Michelle. In his second inning right here. The 1-0 pitch, fastball low, 2 balls and no strikes. 21-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 on, nobody out. 2-1 in there for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Michelle from the windup. Winds and deals. That one's lifted over the Newport dugout, up and out of play.
For Danbury, you have to have a short memory. You can't let this game fog over your entire season, because up to this point, you've played pretty well.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's a breaking ball just off the plate. Full count now to Page. You have to treat this like an anomaly. You have to put it behind you. Almost better to have it this much of a deficit, as that fastball runs high for ball 4. Page trots down the first baseline, but yeah, you could say 21-1. You almost laugh it off. You shrug it off. You say, let's not let this happen again. I don't know what that was, as opposed to losing maybe an 8-2 sloppy game. Again, the problem was not errors. There's just 1 error for Danbury. The problem was not walks, 5 total, which is, not great, but they weren't all at once. It just one of those games where Newport was hot. As the first pitch to Frederick is in there for strike 1 on a check swing. Frederick 0 for 3, grounded out to Hosey, popped out to Gethings at second, and struck out swinging his last time up. Michelle from the stretch. The 0-1 breaking ball catches the outer third for strike 2. Michelle had a lot of Newport pitching every inning, just 2 guys in the ball game, but every single inning they have had a lot of time to relax and watch their offense go to work. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, waved and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout of the ball game for Michelle, and they're 2 gone.
Yeah, another great breaking ball there from Michelle, and that 12-6 rotation on that pitch, it's so difficult to pick up as a hitter. You think it's coming right at you as a fastball, and all of a sudden it just drops right there at your feet, and Frederick does his best to try to catch up with that ball, and it just out of his reach, and very impressive pitching here for Michelle out of the pen.
Here is Aaron Antonini, who takes a first pitch breaking ball for strike 1. He's been going to it a lot. It's been working. Page on first, 2 down in the inning. Here's the 0-1, another breaking ball. This one skips in the dirt. Kept in front by Britton, but Page with the nice read advances to second base. Michelle comes to the set, takes a look at Page, now goes to the plate with it and misses high for ball 2 with that fastball. Antonini had the single, was caught stealing in the first inning, then grounded out to Russell Smith and struck out his last time as he flares this one down the third baseline foul and into the America's Cup Boulevard. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to the Middle Tennessee University rising junior. Here's the 2-2 pitch, fastball high. Another full count, second one of the inning.
You applaud the effort here for Antonini, staying patient. Page as well, both of them working good counts, taking good pitches.
The 3-2, fastball high, ball 4.
And that's where it pays off right there. And yeah, it's a unsurmountable lead right now, but for Danbury, hey, you get 4 or 5 runs by the end of the ball game, you get some confidence back. That would be the ultimate goal here, is just to try to get the bats a little bit more awake and pat yourselves on the back and say, okay, we can do this. We just had a weird game.
First pitch, McCabe is grounded to the shortstop. Often flips it to second to retire the side. So Westerners can't get anything going. They leave 2 runners on off 2 walks, no Newport errors. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th, still 21-1. Newport on top right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
It's the 7th inning. Time for a
Listen up, fans. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 23rd, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star team. This year's All-Star Game is being played at the home of the Valley Blue Sox on Sunday, July 29th. Fan voting will take place online at vote18.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 23rd. The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more.
As we welcome you back to the ballpark here, 21-1. Newport just unstoppable offensively, and some nice pitching performances. The starter, Russell Smith, well in line for the win. And we have a new pitcher here for the Westerners, Greg Satriel. Satriel 0-0, has not given up a run in 2.1 innings pitched, just 1 hit, no walks, as Gethings takes the first pitch fastball off the plate, ball 1.
Yeah, Satriel's a hitter and a pitcher at Binghamton. Hit 181 in his career there, and he's also pitched an inning and 2/3. So he's trying to develop his game. To East Chester High School, was a all-regional there.
1-1 breaking ball. That one misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Gethings. He's scored 4 times. He has 2 singles and 2 walks. 2-1. Flare down the left field line into the stands. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Working from the windup. Here's a break-even offering, and it's a curveball in the dirt, swung on and missed for strike 3.
Well, that's what you want from Satriel, to just come right in and throw strikes. And good way to start it off. And it's funny, you're looking down the scorecard and you're thinking about, NECBL weekly honors. It's the first day of the week in terms of the league's scheduling system, but it's going to be tough to decide if any one of these guys, who out of any one of these guys will continue and win.
This guy right here who's up has had quite the day. He's reached base every time as the 0-1 misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Singled in the first. Then he had that 2 RBI triple. Then the double in the 4th, the single in the 5th, and the single in the 6th. Fastball misses high, 2-1. Not too often you see a 5-for-5 day. Cole Austin will bring it up one more time. Has a chance for a cycle with a home run as he lifts this one into right field, sinking quickly, and that'll get all the way down into the corner. Rounding first, but slamming on the brakes as Harbert is able to get it in to McCabe. It's a 1-out single and a 6-for-6 night now for Austin.
He's just seeing the ball, and sometimes when you see the ball, it's tough to stop. And
he's gone to that right field corner every single time, pretty much. And
yeah, aside from the triple,
it's been all right field. Here's Dalton Reed. First pitch fastball off the plate, 1-0. Final attendance here at Cardines, 2,727. That's the highest so far this season, and I can expect it'll only go up. Here's the 1-0. Foul straight to the backstop, 1-1. But you're right, 2,727. They didn't necessarily have to stick around too much to see what was going to happen in this game because Newport scoring early and often in every single inning.
Well, you get through the fifth, and it's 14-1, and you say, okay, they're probably done. We'll head home. It was great baseball,
1-1 changeup misses in the dirt.
Get some shut-eye, and then the sixth inning comes around, and Newport says, hey, let's add some more on. Why not?
Why not? He's right. Satriel gets the sign, now goes to the plate. This one lifted into left field. Lebec comes in on it and makes the play, 2 gone. So they're in line to have their quickest inning of the game. The strikeout to Gethings to lead off this inning was the first time that Newport didn't get the leadoff man on since the strikeout to Gethings in the first. But here's Cody Hosey. 2 down, Austin on first. First pitch curveball misses low. Hosey singled in the first, had the 2-run shot in the second, and walked in the fourth. And scored, struck out looking, and then had a 2 RBI double as he swings through that curveball for strike 1.
Nice looking pitch there from Satriel. Goes the off-speed pitch, pulls the string, and Hosey's way out in front.
Satriel trying to end the inning as the curveball runs inside. 2 balls and 1 strike here to Hosey. (21-1), bottom of the 7th inning. Newport on top. 2-1 pitch. This one absolutely poked to left field, and it's Lebec going back, and it's off the fence. Cole is being sent to third, but he will stop there. It's a double for Hosey, and his 4th hit of the evening.
Man, 3 of them extra base hits. That's the way to do it. Increase your slugging percentage. His first one was an absolute, or his first extra base hit, I should say, is an absolute bomb out to dead center. His double was great, and now another one to add to the total. He's another guy who could be in the running, but when you go 6 for 6, I think it's going to be tough to follow Austin up.
Here's Hogeson, first pitch swinging. Deep, high fly ball to right field. Harbert going back, and he can't get this one either. It bounces. Austin scores from third. Hosey coming around third. He will score. It's a 2 RBI double there for Zach Hogeson, and it's now 23-1 Newport. How many times have we seen that tonight?
Well, I think one too many, and that's part of the anomaly in this ball game there. That's a routine fly ball, and that ball is caught on any other night. But tonight, not so much, and Newport adds some unnecessary insurance. They're buying all insurance. They have an RV.
First pitch to Liam O'Regan is a curveball in there for strike 1. O'Regan in his first at-bat of the season. A 2-run blast over the left field fence. 0-1, another curveball. Check to see if he went around. He did, said first base umpire Joe Gravina. And it's now 0-2.
Braden Combs is in at first base for Danbury for Walker and Wale.
Satriel comes to the set. Here's the 0-2, and it's swung on a miss for strike 3. But Newport is able to add 2 more off the 2 RBI double from Zach Hogeson. And they lead it 23-1. We'll head to the 8th right here in Newport, Rhode Island. Don't go anywhere.
Sunday, July 29th, it's the New England Collegiate Baseball League's All-Star Game at Mackenzie Stadium in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Join all 13 NECBL teams, including this year's hosts, the Valley Blue Sox, for a night of baseball action that can't be missed. The always exciting skills competition and home run derby start in the early afternoon with game time set for 5:10. For more information about July 29th's All-Star Game or the New England Collegiate Baseball League, visit www.necbl.com. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2018 Newport Gulls season.
(23-1) Newport on top of the 8th inning. Austin Michelle back out on the hill for his 3rd inning. Not complete, but the 3rd time he has been out there. As leading off here for the Westerners will be number 24, Braden Combs. 6'5", 240 from the University of Kentucky, a rising junior out of Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. So teammates with Dalton Reed next year, and Dalton joins the Wildcats. First pitch from Michelle is popped up, foul behind the backstop, 0-1.
Yeah, Combs is having a pretty good start to this year, 290, 4 doubles, that's a team high. 1 home run, 7 RBIs, couple of walks, and just 1 strikeout. Of all the qualified hitters, he's the lowest.
0-1 curveball hit off the end of the bat, had some English on it, but rolls foul down the third base line, 0-2. Wind still blowing here. It's given a lot of fielders trouble on both teams. But Danbury especially. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Chopper left side, shortstop off and gloves it. Throws it on the run. It's a little high, but in time for out number 1 here in the 8th.
And Michelle just locked in. There's no reason for him to worry. He had a couple of walks last inning, but worked around them, was able to continue to get soft contact. And for Danbury, it hasn't necessarily been an awful day at the plate. They've got some hits. They've worked some walks. They just haven't been able to string anything together, and a lot of that has been because of Smith's ability to bounce back and Michelle's ability to bounce back.
First pitch fastball in there for strike 1. Here's the second one. It's a curveball low and outside. 25 hits for Newport, 6 for Danbury. And it's hard for an offense to get going when you have a steam engine like Newport tonight, as that one misses low and inside, that just keeps churning out runs. How do you try and respond time after time? It's frustrating.
And you're out in the field for quite some time, too. Those are some pretty long innings.
2-1, chopper left side. Hosey gloves it, throws it across the diamond. In time, 2 gone.
You know, you when you get in a rhythm, you know, you get out there, you get a couple outs, maybe a couple base runners, a couple runs come in. Okay, you're back in the dugout, but you look at the innings where Newport's put up runs. The second, they put up 6. The fourth, they put up 5. The sixth, they put up 7. Those are long innings to be out there in the field. And then you got to come back up, and your team's down a much more marginally different score, and it's difficult to have the urge to hit, have the want to hit.
1-0, this one smoked to center field. Hogeson going back. It's off the wall. He's able to play it off the carom. Throws it in quickly to Gethings to hold Harbor to a single. Boy, you don't see that often, but Hogeson, he's played there the entire season. Had a great read on it, just got it off the carom and got it in quickly.
And that was the best hit of the ball game, I think, for Danbury right there. Harbor, who's needed that one big time. He's had a tough day in both the field and at the plate. Rips it to center. And he's able to get himself aboard here with 2.
So Michelle now to the stretch. 1 on, 2 down. First pitch swinging. This one foul down the right field line, up and out of play. Hitting off the deck out there. Here at the warehouse.
Well, that's a great spot to live right there in that house.
Friday night you'll see some, even Wednesday you'll see some people.
Walk on out there, sit in your chair. Free baseball.
Here's the 0-1. Curveball skips in the dirt. Good stop by Britton. You can't expect Harbor to be too aggressive here on the base paths. 23-1, Newport on top of the 8th inning. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the 1-1 to Franchi, and it's a fastball taken high.
And Franchi's not going to go down quietly. The guy likes to take pitches. He'll make you work on the mound, and Michelle said, okay, I'll work. Get some time.
That's a slow chopper. Hosey's got to barehand it, and he doesn't have a play there. We'll see what they want to rule that. That will be a single there for Franchi. So back-to-back base hits here for the Westerners. Little something going with 2 outs in the inning.
I mean, they've had a couple innings where they have multiple base runners. You go back to the second, they already had a run in. They had 2 guys on. They stranded him with 2 outs. You have 2 guys on back in the 6th. You strand him with 1 out. There have been opportunities. They just haven't been able to pull through offensively.
So here is Paul Gazzo. A couple of singles and an RBI on the day. Struck out his last time up. First pitch swinging. That one hit on the ground into left field. Being waved around third goes Harbert. The throw in from Clunan is cut off at third, and it's now 23-2 Newport.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there on the left side. Jump on the first pitch. Don't even wait on it. And that's a heck of a job there. I believe it was Buckout, actually.
So besides Harbert's single, everything has been hit on the ground left side. Austin was able to make the first play. Hosey made the second. And the single by Franchi on the dribbler. And then that one a little bit harder hit as Page swings through that fastball for strike 1. Shell gets the sign, takes a long look in. Here's the 0-1 pitch, curveball in the dirt, 1-1. First run that Danbury has scored since the second inning. Here's the 1-1, and it's waved and missed for strike 2.
And Page has a really long swing, and it's good when they're off speed and you're able to extend pitches outside, but when those quick fastballs come in at you, you don't have time to catch up to it.
1-2 fastball misses low. They've been anxious here in this inning. That's why they've been rolling over every time. 2-2 popped up in the infield, getting into foul territory down the first base line. In comes Harvey, the first baseman, and he can't make a play. It bounces right in front of the dugouts. And some life here for Page.
And right as Harvey was coming in, the wind started to pick up again. As you see the flag blowing out towards right center, it's whipping out there, and all of a sudden, it's just, you know, when he's coming in to get that ball, he thinks he has a routine pop out, and then it just takes it right over his head. So it's tough for him to react to it.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen in any game more pop-ups land on the ground as the 2-2 curveball is in there for strike 3. Michelle gets out of the inning. 1 run scored off the RBI single from Gazzo. They leave 2 runners on. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 23-2, Newport on top right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2018 season marks the 25th season of the New England League. Founded a quarter of a century ago, the New England League has distinguished itself by offering a summer collegiate baseball experience unlike any other. The New England League has long prided itself on its ability to transcend communities with the region's love of baseball, a common denominator in all walks of life, combined with some of the nation's elite up-and-coming prospects who share one common goal. Together, we all make baseball and our communities better thanks to a passionate fan base and the dedication of each of our member franchises, from host families to volunteers to front offices and everyone in between. Thank you, fans, for 25 amazing years of the New England League, and here's to many, many more. Stay tuned. Stats, updated standings, and the exclusive Player of the Game interview just minutes after the final pitch on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Bottom of the 8th inning here in Newport. 23-2, Gulls on top. Their best offensive performance of the season. They came in batting .291 as a team. That was first in the NECBL, but it has only gone up. 25 hits, 23 runs, and everybody up and down the lineup getting in on the action. It'll be Britton, Harvey, and Clunan due up here to face Satriel. First pitch swung on, flied to left. Lebec comes in on it, settles under it, and makes the grab. And finally, some of these fielders was able to center and make a routine fly ball catch.
Yeah, he's probably taking a deep breath out there and saying, oh, thank goodness that ball wasn't blowing around. But, yeah, it's been a weird night, not only for the amount of runs that have come across, but how often the fielders are coming in and the ball just goes right over their head.
Here is Logan Harvey, who takes a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Harvey had that RBI on the 6-3 grounder in the second, and he struck out, had a 2 RBI double as that one misses low again. Grounded out his last 2 times. Here's the pitch. Ground ball rolled over down the third base line for strike 1, and Coach Greg Rawl has been busy over there. He's had to watch out.
Yeah, that's a hot corner in foul territory. Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, and it can bounce off and get you off the ricochet. Yeah. Fastball misses inside. Now 3-1 here to Harvey. Here's the pitch. That one towards Grawl again.
That one
in foul territory, broken bat.
That one almost got him too. Holy cow.
Good thing he wears a helmet out there.
Yeah.
I mean, he should maybe wear a glove. So a full count here to Harvey. 1 down, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Line drive deep to center field. Franchi going back into the corner, leaping, and it's all the way to the fence in center field. Harvey hustling, he is in with a 1-out double.
Well, Franchi made a great effort for the ball just over his glove and a great relay in. He almost had Harvey on the run, but he just got there in time, and heck of a hit there for Harvey. Now he's got 2 doubles on the evening, and he's hit the ball hard both times that he's reached. He's probably got the lowest average amongst the guys who've come up for Newport tonight, but both of his hits have been very productive.
Here's Clunan. First pitch fastball taken high. Aim in for Dylan Plew. Earlier in the game, bats from the left side. 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside. Had a single run scored in the 6th, then came up a second time, struck out looking to end the frame. 2-0 fastball just outside. Newport not conceding. Being patient. Here's the 3-0. Fastball in there for strike 1. Including a 2-way player for Newport. Also for Miami, as that fastball is well outside for ball 4.
And that's got to be a bummer for Satriel because he knows he just got to get a couple outs here, and he's giving up an extra base hit, now a walk to follow that up, and Danbury's just irking to get out of the inning and trying to not give up any runs. They've only given up runs in all the innings except the 3rd and the 1st.
Gethings first pitch swinging, takes a big hop. Page goes to second for 1, and that's all he will get, as it was a tough play spinning around, and it'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice for out number 2.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play there for Page on the run. Takes a nice hop into his glove. He's got to turn and fire that to second base. McCabe is no play to first. So the Gulls are 90 feet away from tacking on what could be 24.
Here's Cole Austin, 6 for 6. First pitch swing and hooks this one down the left field line, foul.
Think he's got a home run in him?
He wants it. Don't see a 6 for 6 night all too often. Here's the 0-1. Fastball runs inside and gets him in the wrist as he flips off his shin guard and trots down the first baseline. So it'll end a 6 for 6 night.
Well, 7 times he's reached base. I mean, you can't complain with that. Obviously, you'd like the home run there, but Cole Austin with an average booster, RBI booster, run booster.
Here's Dalton Reed. First pitch swung on, fouled down the left field line off a light post, and it bounces in the field. But it'll be strike 1 to Reed. A lot of wacky things we're seeing here tonight.
Third
Wacky
base
things on fly balls.
wacky fly ball. Third base coach is having a duck out of the way.
0-1 fastball off the plate, 1-1.
A 6-for-6 night. That almost went for the cycle.
I mean, he was in play for the cycle in the 5th inning.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 1-1 from Satriel. It's a fastball that misses in. Harvey on third, Gethings on second, Austin on first. 2 down, 23-2, Newport on top, bottom 8. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses inside again. So 3 balls and 1 strike here to Reed, who was over 2 his first 2 at-bats, then had an RBI single in the 4th, sac fly in the 5th, and an RBI double in the 6th as he lifts this one deep to left field. Lebec going back at the fence, looking up, and it is caught right at the base of the wall for out number 3. So Reed gave it a ride. It ran out of gas. Newport is held off the scoreboard for the first time since the 3rd inning. We'll take it to the 9th, 23-2, when we come back right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, and now on your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a team pass for $125, or enjoy the entire 2018 season with a league pass for $149. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
(23-2), Newport, top of the 9th inning. Trying to finish off the Westerners and improve to 6-4 on the year. And after this game, Westerners and the Gulls will be tied atop the Southern Division standings. We have a pitching change here for the Gulls. It's the lefty Mike McCaffrey out of Wesleyan University. McCaffrey so far this season with a 9 ERA in 2 games. He's pitched 5 innings, struck out 3, walked 4, and given up 5 hits. He also picked up the win in that scrimmage versus the Wareham Gatemen earlier this year. Those stats are not in the book. A game where he pitched very well as he talks things over with Britton. It'll be Drew Frederick, Aaron Antonini, and Eddie McCabe, the 1-2-3 part of the lineup here for the Westerners. With a 21-run deficit. First pitch from McCaffrey is a fastball in there for strike 1.
Michelle finishes with a 2 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Nice hold job for him.
0-1. This one hand ties him for strike 2, and it looked like it popped out of Britton's glove on the swing and a miss.
And Frederick has a 3-game hit streak on the line here, so he can try to keep that going here.
0-2. This one flared down the right field line out of play. Danbury scored 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 8th. Newport was all over the scoreboard. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. This one just stays outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 6 in the 2nd, 5 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Popped up over the backstop. Reset and do it again. 7 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Finally held off the scoreboard in the 8th. 1-2 pitch. This one's off the plate and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good patience here for Frederick. Staying patient. That one was a much easier take than the last one.
Winds and deals. This one fouled off his foot. So again, if you're Danbury, you're seeing the Gulls here at Cardines in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So you just put this one behind you if you're the Gulls, obviously you ride this momentum. And it's something they built off that 11-inning win over the Schooners on Saturday night from. This is a obviously great game as that 2-2 misses off the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Frederick.
Yeah, Danbury, you got a quick turnaround. You got Ocean State at home tomorrow and then right back here on Wednesday. So you got to have a quick memory.
3-2 misses again. So ball 4 to Frederick. He is on first. If you're McCaffrey, you have a 21-run lead here. You just got to pump the strike zone. That'll bring up Antonini. Walked his last time up. That's from the left side. Here's the first pitch from McCaffrey. It's popped up right side. Harvey going into foul territory, drifting towards the stands. And it is into the grandstands for strike 1. Russell Smith, 5.1 innings. 1 run, it was not earned. 6 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. His best performance of the season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses off the plate, 1-1. For Danbury, Eli Oliphant, 2 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-1. That one hits him. So a walk, and now Antonini is hit by a pitch.
Well, Danbury staying patient at the plate, taking pitches, not being aggressive, which is what they need right now. They just need to get on base and try to get some runs here to boost some confidence.
Here's McCabe. That's for the 5th time. First pitch, swing and a miss.
And that's what McCaffrey needs to do right there. Challenge the hitters. Fastball, fastball, fastball. You don't need to get fancy here. You don't need to do anything funky or pretty. Just fire it in there.
Fastball high. Yeah, I mean, he's been all over the plate. If they clock one, they still have 7 guys to beat. 8 if you include the catcher. Here's the 1-1. Fastball inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. McCaffrey led the NESCAC this past season with 57 strikeouts. 2 1s off the plate, 3-1. (23-2). Top 9. Newport on top. 3-1. Fastball launched to center field. Hogeson going back to his left. Has a beat on it. Leaps up and it's off the wall. Advancing from second to third goes Frederick. Everyone will move up 90 feet. And now Danbury has the bases loaded with nobody out.
And Eddie McCabe with a nice piece of hitting there. And it's unlucky for the Westerners. Base runners, they had to stay put because of the effort by Hogeson in center field, almost making the play on that ball. But nonetheless, Eddie McCabe moving this inning along here for Danbury.
So here is Braden Combs. That's for the 2nd time. First pitch from McCaffrey. Broken bat, flare in the infield. Gethings coming in, makes the play, 1 gone.
Infield fly there. So Combs retired. I like the aggressive swing. He looked like he was trying to hit that back to Danbury. I would have liked it a little bit more of a calm swing there and just try to hit a base hit there. You don't need to hit it out of the ballpark. Just try to get some runs.
So 1 down, bases still loaded. Here's LeBeck. Singleton scored in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th, doubled in the 6th, but was stranded out there and grounded out to Hosey his last time up. Takes a first pitch fastball for strike 1. Those who remain cheering on McCaffrey. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's never easy. Credit Danbury here. Being patient, not just giving away outs. Here's the 1-1. Inside out swing. This one will drop into right field. Frederick will score from third. Being waved around third is Antonini. And he will score as the throw comes in to Austin. So it's now 23-4 on the 2 RBI single.
Well, there you go. Justin Lebec continues to swing a hot bat. His 3rd hit of the ball game. Drives in a couple runs, and hey, it's not going to break the bank here. It's not going to end things. It's not going to make it interesting, but it's giving Danbury some confidence moving forward. And Spencer Harbert's now up, who hit the ball pretty hard his last time up.
First pitch to Harbert is a fastball inside. It's been getting behind on batters. That's been the problem for McCaffrey. 1-0's off the plate, 2-0. McCaffrey comes to the set. Here's the 2-0. Drops in a curveball for strike 1.
And there you go. That's what you need. Settle down, take a deep breath, get yourself back into a rhythm here. You got 2 outs. Get yourself home with a nice victory.
2-1. Ground ball left side. Hosey on the backhand. He goes to first with it, and it is in time. He was looking at second, but then it kind of came out of his hand. He was able to catch it in the air. McCabe scored from third to make it 23-4, but there are 2 gone. Lucky he was able to kind of catch it in the air after it slipped out.
Yeah, give him a lot of credit for the concentration there to stay with that ball and still be able to fire an accurate throw to beat Harbert down the line.
First pitch to Franchi is taken for strike 1. Danbury down to their final out here, 23-4. Lebec on second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one lunged at and sliced foul down the right field line.
You got to give Danbury credit. Staying patient at the plate, taking some good swings here in the 9th. It's just a very, very little, and a very, very late.
Caffrey gets the sign, comes to the set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball taken high.
Good waist pitch there. Climb the ladder. See if Franchi would chase. The location probably a little bit better. But now you have a couple options here. Now you're ahead 1-2.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, check swing, ground ball right at McCaffrey. Underhands it to first, and that will do it. Newport wins by a final score of 23-4, improving to 6-4 on the season. Danbury falls to 7-5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Newport Gulls post-game show right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So Newport wins its 3rd straight by a final score of 23-4 over the formerly first-place Danbury Westerners. It was an offensive onslaught from the get-go for the Gulls, as multiple Newport hitters just getting up and down the stat sheet, and really it was led by Cole Austin, who was 6 for 6, 5 runs scored, 3 RBI, and he was sensational. Pitching on the mound for the Gulls was Russell Smith. He went 5.1 innings, gave up just 1 run. It was not earned off 6 hits, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. He picked up the win for Newport. The loss goes to Eli Oliphant, 2 innings, 6 runs, 8 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And really, it was a Newport offense that was rolling on all cylinders. They scored 6 runs in the second, 5 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 7 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and Danbury was able to get 3 runs in the top of the 9th, but McCaffrey able to shut the door on the Westerners, and what a game that was. I mean, so many things, so many people up and down the lineup, just so many numbers and stats. It's hard to go through them all, but one thing's for sure, this Newport offense is rolling once again after a brief hiatus.
And you know that there's production value from everyone in this lineup now. From top to bottom, each of these guys can go up there and produce one way or another. Gethings had a good day at the plate, scored 4 runs, worked a couple of walks, hit the ball hard a couple of times. Cole Austin, you can't say enough about him. He went 6 for 6, reached base 7 times. He was a home run away from the cycle in the 5th inning. The top part of the lineup was outstanding. Cody Hosey was great. He had some power. You saw power. You saw small ball. You saw classic base hits through the middle infielders. You saw it through the left side, right side. And then you saw the big ball. You saw a couple home runs leave the ballpark. Extra base hits drove in some runs. It was a well-balanced offensive attack for Newport from top to bottom. And then you got great pitching. Danbury was able to put a couple of runs in the game late. It doesn't look terrible when you look at just Danbury's line alone in terms of offensive production. That's a decent night for you, but the pitching was just not there for Danbury, and you give a lot of credit to these Newport hitters for doing such a great job jumping on these pitches, staying aggressive, even on good located pitches. They were able to go with them, drive them to opposite field, and they were smart at the plate, they were aggressive at the plate, and they got the job done. And you give a lot of credit to Russell Smith, who had an outstanding day on the mound.
It was 26 hits to 11. 11 hits for Danbury. That's a good amount, and they were just kind of scattered here and there. It was just so hard, and it is so hard to keep up with an offense that's as productive as Newport was in this game. But Danbury will be back in just 2 days. What do they have to do to kind of put this behind them, and what can they take away from this game?
Well, I think the starting pitching needs to improve. I think that getting a better outing is important for them to be successful. The offense, yeah, you need to take a step up. You can't score 3 out of your 5 runs in the 9th. I think it needs to get better there. But Josh Perro says the one thing that they lacked in their losses has been focus, and I think the pitchers today for Danbury were the ones that were lacking in focus. And I think come Wednesday, and you're expecting Taylor Dye tomorrow, it's going to be probably Mike Cowell on Wednesday, if my calculations are correct. He was focused in his last outing, so he should be right there as well. But Eli Oliphant was too, and he struggled in this one. So I think starting with the pitching is there, and finding ways to get guys like Cole Austin out, forcing ground balls, a lot of ground balls. You don't always have to go for the punch out. There was a lot of pitches left up in the zone, and that's how Newport was successful.
Newport will face off in 2 tomorrow when they head to New Bedford to pick up where they left off on that June 13th game against the Bay Sox. Newport was down 5-1 after New Bedford put up 5 runs in the 3rd inning, top of the 3rd here at Cardines, and then Newport was able to put up 5 more themselves, answering it. So it's just another example of this offense that can produce a lot of runs in just a short period of time. And then that first pitch will be at 4. They will take on New Bedford for another one. That will be 7 innings at Paul Walsh Field in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So, Jack, it's been a pleasure. Great working with you. We'll see you again soon, but have a safe trip home.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you. For the rest of the post-game report, we will send things over to Newport Gulls field reporter Dan Byford and the rest of the team. Dan?
So, in other action tonight in the NECBL, the Keene Swamp Bats defeated the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 7-0. They were aided in that game by a 3 RBI day from Alex Griffith. As for the Mystic Schooners and the Plymouth Pilgrims, that was a 12-6 ball game. Mystic was the victor, and they were aided by a huge 5 RBI game by Mick Wilson. The Swamp Bats have improved to 4-7 on the year, and the Schooners have improved to 5-6, while the Muskrats fall to 2-9, and the Pilgrims fall to 6-5.
I'm here post-game with the Newport Gulls player of the game, Cole Austin out of Arizona State. Cole, 6 for 6. You were in the game for a bid for a cycle in like the 5th inning. What was working at the plate?
I've been struggling the last couple games. Been striking out a bunch. Changed a few things in my stance. Was trying to go to right field, stay through the ball, stay through the off speed. But yeah, just fixed a couple things after been struggling the last couple days. Paid off.
Did the switch happen against Mystic when you hit that 2-run home run? Because there was a lot of frustration before that moment.
A little bit, yeah. I talked to my dad the night before that game, and he was giving me a couple pointers, switch some things up, and kind of stay with my old hitting approach after the couple strikeouts, and I switched it and got that homer, but it felt good, so stuck with it this game.
The first time I talked to you here for the player of the game, you talked about contagious, and I mean everybody up and down the lineup tonight was hitting. How great was it to see, people like Liam in his first ever at-bat to hit a home run like that?
Absolutely. It brings a ton of energy to the team, especially up and down the line. We talk about contagious all the time, and really does help when the guys in front of you are hitting well, see what they're getting pitched, so really worked out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cole Austin, 6 for 6, 5 runs, 3 RBI. We'll be right back when we send it back up here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
A great game definitely for Cole Austin. Hitting was definitely contagious in the ball game. Can't score 23 runs without your hitters being locked in. But we got to give credit to Russ Smith as well. Just a terrific outing. 0 earned runs today, and those 10 strikeouts in less than 6 full innings, not to be gone unnoticed. The Gulls, of course, had this huge 19-run win today, but it couldn't have been done without them doing the little things that you can see that go beyond the box score, like working counts and getting ahead in counts with their pitchers. That was part of what made Russ Smith so successful today, was when he was on, he was getting ahead in the count. And that's how he got some of his 10 strikeouts, 6 of them looking in the ballgame. When the Gulls, however, were giving up runs, it was because the pitchers weren't getting ahead in the count. They were falling behind and had to try to get back. And we're going to send it back down to Dave Peck.
Thanks, guys. Newport wins its 3rd consecutive game, improved to 6-4 on the season, now tied for first in the Southern Division standings with a 23-4 victory over the Danbury Westerners. They'll be back in action tomorrow for 2 games. They'll pick up right where they left off last week in that fog-out game versus New Bedford. Currently, that score is 6-5. We'll pick up in the 3rd inning. Then they'll play one more after. That is 7 innings of baseball. They'll be back home next on Wednesday to face the Danbury Westerners once again on Tiverton Little League night. I'd like to thank everybody who helped out in the broadcast today. Executive producer Tom Lima, our producer Shannon Carlson, our audio technician R.M. Lane, our on-site engineer Joe DeLeon, our production assistant Joe Penkola, our statistician Andre Olivier, and our field reporter Dan Byford. For the voice of the Danbury Westerners, Jack O'Mara, I'm Dave Peck. So long from the city by the sea.